There is a description here that there was a citrus and snow scent of how his blood tasted.
Yes,
And
I read that too. I'm like, snow is literally frozen water. What do you mean?
And even if it was a scent, you're scenting how something tastes too. So I thought that was really
those are
funny.
two different fucking senses.
And it's snow. Like it feels as cold as snow. Got it. The scent of citrus and
That's
snow.
funny.
Yeah. So you're having lemon water. That's what you're telling me.
I'm speechless.
I don't know what to ask you.
If that's your kink, I'm so happy for you.
I will throw my old Kindle across the room because I'm not doing that tonight.
And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome to Bookmark Your Next Chapter, a podcast hosted by Katie,
Amanda,
And Kristen.
three friends who love books. Well, friends, today we're going to be covering The Crown of Gilded Bones, the third book in the Blood and Ash series, covering chapters 39 through 44. It's only 6 chapters, so we're going to get through it tonight.
how long do you think, you guys? Like hour and a half? Where's your guess where this one ends?
Oh, knowing us, it'll be 2 hours because this was a really...
2 to 2.5.
Yeah, this one was crazy. I know it's only 6 chapters, but holy
lot
hell.
happened.
I know. You're right.
Even my notes, I don't normally have a lot of notes. I could do short notes. I have a lot of notes. For me.
Yeah,
For me.
it's
They may not be
crazy.
like your notes, Katie, but that's a lot for me.
So imagine how many notes Katie has if you think
Yeah.
about it like that.
Not bad. So I numbered my bullet points this time for each chapter because I was curious to see how many freaking word vomit things I can fit into one thing. And the most I think I had was 11. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad.
I'm surprised by that too for you. So.
I know.
I have more than 11 in one chapter, so
Yeah, see?
Interesting.
So I thought I did pretty good. I was like, okay. And I will say, we promise we have not read this series. We have no idea what's happening after chapter 44. The point we picked to stop, I was like, are you kidding me?
the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers.
Right?
How
I
did that
texted these
happen?
girls because I was the last one to finish, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad we're recording tonight because holy heck.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
saying to
wild.
Amanda before Kristen hopped on, I was like, no one's going to believe us that we pick these ahead of time without knowing
It seems
how they
so
end.
planned.
Because it was the
Oh.
biggest cliffhanger.
Yeah.
it's just meant to be.
I guess so.
Yes, so as always, we are an R-rated podcast. So, there's a little bit of hanky-panky. For our listeners, Katie just took her penis mic and just
Was
did a
not
little
expecting.
a rainbow almost over her.
Yeah, what
a
would you
dick
even
rainbow.
call that? It was very
I had that one
unexpected.
planned, sorry.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, yeah, we're going to swear probably. So, if there's any young children, anyone you don't want around to listen to it, put in some headphones, or go have some me time. This is your time. Enjoy it.
Yes, send everyone else away.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jinx.
Oh, all right. So with that, are we ready to get into this? Part of
Yes,
the book,
let's
my
do
friend.
it.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Thank you, SpongeBob.
I'm glad you got that.
Okay, so I will start us off. So our first chapter was chapter 39, which chapter starts. Poppy, Cass, Emil, Kieran, Vanetta, and Delano are all getting their weapons ready, talking about going through the tunnels. Cass explains that the one they will be using is narrow and, quote-unquote, not really exciting. Vanetta tells Cass that you guys did really weird things as kids. So I just thought that was some fun little banter because Vanetta is Kieran's sister and you really see it. Like the way that she
I
chirps.
love how much we get to see of her character in these
Yes,
6 chapters.
same.
Like,
And we
it
also
really made
learned
me
a lot
happy.
more, even just in these 6 chapters, but about Emil and Perry. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
Is it Perry? I couldn't remember. I'm like, are they a thing? I was like, I don't know. what's
Delano
happening.
and Perry are.
Delano and Perry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so my first note for this chapter is them actually going into the tunnels. So they access them through crypts. And when Cass mentions that to Poppy, She kind of like freaks out because it brings her back to like when she was held by the bone chains.
Yep.
But he assures her that they're not the same crypts that she was held captive in. So I thought that was an interesting throwback to like her triggering experience.
Did we know, like, this chapter starting off at the Temple of Niktos, correct?
They're in the tunnels to it, yes.
But the tunnels were in the Temple of Niktos. Like, I'm almost positive the start of the chapter is we're in the Temple of Niktos about to go through these tunnels. Because I have a note here. Like, I was really surprised they were at the Temple of Niktos all of a sudden. And I don't know, maybe we were told this at once upon a time that, like, that's an access to these tunnels. But I found that, like, I was like, huh? What are they doing here? And then it was like, the tunnels are here. And I was like, oh, that's what they're doing here. But I was really surprised by that.
Isn't the temple where she was attacked, like when she was
That's
stoned
what
and
I
stuff?
thought. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
I
But
didn't realize that. Did you pick up on that, Kristen?
I did not. I was just like, oh, yay, location. Let's go.
maybe I'm also incorrect, but I made a
So
point
They
to
are
write
in the
down,
Temple of
so-
Niktos, yeah.
There? Okay.
They are? Oh, well,
Yeah,
there
it
we
says
go.
I stood in the foyer of the Temple of Niktos.
Yeah, I was like, why are
I
they
mean,
here?
it's kind of fitting that they're the tunnels to
It
the
totally
Yeah.
is.
Elysium
Yes.
is in his temple.
Yes. But that's funny. I did not pick up on that. Good catch.
No, I was just confused. I was like, I thought we were going to the tunnels. And then I'm like, oh, it's the entrance to them. Okay.
So they're going through these tunnels, and Hisa, is that how you say it? Hisa?
Heisa, I think.
Hisa explains that the tunnels were once used to move goods from different areas of the city, and they were solely used to transport the dead, but that they haven't been accessed in several decades, and she has no idea what kind of shape that they're still in. And then I put a little note here, which I think is answered later, but are these the exact same tunnels that Cass and his brother used to play in? But obviously it is, because
Yes.
they reference that later. But
I think they didn't get all the way to Elysium, obviously,
Yeah.
but
right.
they're
yes.
the same tunnels up.
They
to a
would
point.
stop underneath the Skotos Mountains, I think, right? That's
I
where they
think
stopped.
you're right. That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
I think that's where it said, and then because they just felt like they needed to turn back.
Yeah.
I think that's
Which
how
is
it's
funny because that's
described.
in reality, that's the mist turning them around.
Yeah.
Which
Right. It's like
they didn't
the-
obviously know then, but I thought that
Yeah.
was cool.
Very cool.
So Poppy is explaining the plan, saying that if there's even a hint of mist, everyone is to back away and let her go first. Cass doesn't exactly agree with the plan, but Poppy says it's the only way, because if any of you were to walk into it, you would instantly suffocate to death. And then I made a note here, which again is answered later, but I said, what I don't understand is if their plan is that the mountains will recognize Poppy's blood and let her through, it won't change the fact that the others don't have the blood. So will it let them through because they're with Poppy, or will they still only let Poppy through and just kill the rest? Seems like a big
Good
risk.
question, though. I didn't even question that at all.
Oh, really?
But what a good call to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay,
was like,
she's got the
Just 'cause
blood of
she's with
whatever, but
them, yeah.
they can
So
still
I was like,
cut
what's
their
going to
off.
happen? But they end up, like the mist scatters or whatever, and everyone can come
I think
through.
I
but-
assumed that because when
Did
they were in
you?
the mountains, like, didn't the mist scatter around her and it didn't really come back right after
True.
her? Like,
True. I
I
didn't think
kind of
that.
half tested that out.
True.
Valid concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was
So, yeah.
answered later, but that was a question I had in the moment.
Makes sense.
Does anyone else have notes they want to
My
talk
first
on?
note after my second note is when Vanetta with the floor collapsed. So that's when I
yes.
will...
That was nuts. Take her
Okay.
away.
Anybody else have anything before that?
I do.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
I just, I was shocked at how calm they all seemed going into this. They're like,
Right?
yeah, we're going to the land of the gods. And it's very, chill. Especially because, I think I felt like the last chapter, it felt like the Last Supper, before all hell's going to
Mm.
break loose.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is very calm. No one seems nervous that we know of.
Good call.
And we would know because Poppy would tell us that everyone was feeling nervous.
Yes. And the plan that isn't a plan, as a person that plans, that stressed me out.
That's so funny. But you're
Like,
right. There really
oh.
wasn't a plan. Because they
You
even
guys
ask,
organize?
don't they even ask
Yeah.
Poppy, what happens when we get to the mist? And they're like, we'll just see what happens. And
Yeah,
they're
she's
like,
literally like, oh, we'll figure that part out. When we
Yeah.
get there.
I think there's another point where they're talking, and it's before the hole. But Kieran says, I think they're talking about maybe the night before or something, and Kieran and Cass and Poppy did the deed, and Kieran is like, "Is that what you were doing?" And I'm like, "No."
Kieran,
Like,
stop
why
asking
did-
about that stuff.
Yes. Oh, stop.
sir.
No.
Don't like it.
Literally.
Actually, I do
Yeah.
have. Sorry, I just realized I do have one more note before the Earth cracks. Poppy's also explaining her plan not to use the ether, because she doesn't want to. She thinks it might wake the gods and doesn't think that's a good way to wake them up. And then Delano says, "Well, like, how are you going to wake them?" And that's when Poppy says, "Well, we'll cross that bridge
No
when we come to it."
idea.
Yeah.
We're just
Also known as
No.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I
All right,
also
Amanda, take it. Oh,
No, go.
sorry, Chris.
no. Before I have one more before the floor breaks.
You do have a lot of notes.
Go,
This is a lot for you.
Kristen.
I know.
love
Look
it.
at me.
Love it.
It's because she
Um,
typed them this time, so her hand didn't get
Literally,
as
yeah.
tired.
I had my book and then I had my laptop. Even I went all out. I had my
Ooh.
laptop out for this.
You're
Yes.
I'm
ready.
sitting in
Yeah.
bed. But kind of before, like, they know the floor is weak, which honestly should have been a hint to us.
Yeah, like foreshadowing.
But and we know Poppy's like, oh my gosh, this is like the crypts that I was like kept in, right? And Cass is like, Poppy, and she's like, what? And he's like, you know what we should have brought with us? And it's referencing the book.
Oh,
And I
yes.
just thought it was like he's like, he knows she's stressed, and he's like,
It's a cute
you know what I'm gonna do?
distraction.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna distract her. And like I just love, like,
It's very
he's just so
thoughtful.
supportive of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like, here, like, I'm gonna distract you from everything. And
Yeah.
it's
And
just,
then
I
Vanetta
really
chimes
like
in,
it.
is this the same Willa that I know?
I know. I was
Yes.
like, oh my
well,
gosh,
yes.
so
Yes, it
embarrassing.
is.
It makes it worse because they know her now. Like everybody knows
Yeah.
her. It's not just some like random book. It's like this
Yeah.
elder that's
She's the-
high up.
Yes, like high up. She's
Like,
the author
yeah.
of Poppy's favorite book.
Oh my god.
I think it also mentions that the caves smell like lilac at the
Yes,
very
there
beginning, and
is
so
a
lilac,
lilac.
watch.
Yes.
There's lots. I
There
have it all in
is- there
caps.
was lots. I
lilac
thought of
watch.
you.
Lilac watch.
there was a
alert,
lot.
alert, alert.
Yeah, literally me. Anyway, go ahead, Veda.
Okay, so regarding Vanetta and the floor collapse. So it is one of those, like, I immediately stopped reading because when things happen and I'm reading, I automatically go to like what's going to happen next, and my head comes up with ideas. So I wanted to speculate before I kept reading how, because she started like saying, I can't just sit by and do nothing. Like the floor collapses, and I'm just going to paint a picture of kind of my memory of this scene. But Emile, one of them, is like holding her as
Yep.
she's like fallen down. I think her foot or something is like kind of on something to support her. And then she's trying to like reach over to where Kieran is. And I believe she's feeling like hesitant to kind of like reach out to Kieran and like let go of whatever she does have some stability on. And then Poppy's like, I need help. I can't just stand by and watch. So she like starts to pull her gift. And so I thought what was going to happen is that in using her gift, I thought she was going to make a point, because she knew there was hesitation in Vanetta, that she was going to go into her mind and like erase her nervousness and push on confidence and the feeling of like, I can do this, to then give her the courage to be able to like reach for Kieran. Like that's the way
Okay.
I imagined her like using her gift here. And then like obviously I was immediately proven wrong, and that's not what happened. But it is interesting that I have it right here. That didn't go how I thought. But what I found interesting about the way that her gift did work was that it basically like wrapped around or underneath Vanetta and like lifted her out.
Yeah.
And I found it kind of a growth here with her ability, because her abilities have always been something that is not like tangible and something that you can't see. It's like emotion. And this is like
Right.
the first tangible, almost physical, like way of her gift coming to be. Like it was something that Vanetta could feel and it lifted her. It wasn't like an emotional, mental thing, which
It was
it
like a
always
physical
has
thing.
been. Yes. So that made me think of either, was Malek like capable of this, and did Nyktos have this type of power, or is this like her power manifesting into her own like Poppy brand of what that gift was?
I have a
I also
feeling.
questioned that too. Like, I wondered if that meant like she had a different kind of bloodline mixed in with her, some other type of
Mm,
like
like maybe her mother, or
God's
whomever.
magic. Yeah.
I have theories about
Me too.
Malek, which I will get into later.
Oh, mine are about Malek. I have theories about Poppy and her gift later. I'm excited about
okay.
your theories. Yes.
I mean, it's nothing super well formed yet, but I will get
Doesn't
into
need
it
to be.
later. But I wonder if it comes back to
Yeah.
Hmm.
like her heritage and stuff. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, and I also have a comment here for you, Kristen. I feel like I always have like comments for Katie when it's like, this thing smells like some ridiculous whatever.
Oh, there's so
But-
many in this
I
thing.
know. I've called like a bunch of them out for you. But my comment for Kristen now, I don't know exactly when this happens, but they're in the tunnel, so I'm going to just say it now. But it says they stopped in the tunnels because of their hunger and to take care of that need as well as their personal ones. Shout out to you,
Yep.
Kristen. Like it could have just
Yep,
said they
cool,
stopped to
thanks.
eat, but they said
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to take care
Or-
of personal needs.
Or even just take care of their needs. That covers
end.
hunger,
Everything.
bladder,
Yeah.
all of the things.
So now I think of
They're
you every
Sims.
time. Every
Yeah.
time.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I read that. I'm like, I didn't, we didn't need to go over this again.
Yeah. So funny.
I'm going to start a new bathroom watch.
Yeah,
Literally. They pooped.
So Poppy lassos Vanetta and pulls her up with her power, and then Kieran's able to grab onto her, and then the chapter ends. I thought this was funny.
Before it ends, though,
Oh,
I was
yep.
also really worried that I think Ned is holding. Did you find out what she was holding onto? Because I was really worried she was holding onto a bone. My mind went to like the bones that like bound Poppy.
Interesting.
And I
And,
didn't
like,
have a good
maybe-
feeling about
Maybe
that.
like something bad was going to happen to her because it was like
Yeah.
the binding. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
I
Or,
don't
like,
think it really
opening it
said
up.
because all it said was that the hole was really dark and they couldn't really see
Yeah.
anything. So I don't think it
I
ever
was
said, but
really
that's
worried
cool,
about bones
like-
under
Yeah.
there.
kind of almost theory that was going into your head
Yeah.
there. That's neat.
that would have been freaky.
Yeah.
So chapter ends. Poppy mentions she's glad that the power didn't break her bones or anything. And Vanetta says, "You mean you didn't know that? That it wouldn't do that?" And Poppy sheepishly says, "No." Vanetta said, "Gods, I need to lay down again."
She's so funny. I'm really liking
I know. I
Vanetta.
really
I
like
love
her.
her.
So in chapter 40, they continue on through the tunnels, being extra mindful of the stability of it, obviously. And then they are hit with a familiar scent of lilac and
Alert,
see
alert,
a
alert.
pinprick of light that appeared in the darkness. So I have a comment here just first on like kind of entering Elysium. And just that is basically commenting on the lilacs. It's very interesting that we're getting the scent of lilacs as they are ending the tunnel and reaching Elysium. And because it's kind of always been a Poppy thing, it's almost like, is this like it's home for her almost? Because I have a theory, and I'm not going to explain it yet because it kind of goes along with something further along, that Poppy is a god. And I feel that this helps my theory. You guys are like, yeah, I got the same theory. But this helps my theory. Like, this is her home, and it's why it's always
Yeah.
been a scent thing. But
I literally wrote the same thing, like very similar. I wondered if it was a godly scent, which a little color theory for y'all here.
Ooh.
In our actual world, purple is typically like a royal color, and why it is a royal color from what I remember from my graphic design education over 10 years ago.
Over 15 years ago, friends. Hate to break it to you.
we were just talking before this that we are really bad at remembering dates, Kristen and I.
Yeah.
It was 10 years,
So-
Kristen. Don't worry.
I said over 10. I was right.
You did. That's true.
But it's
I was
over
right.
15.
Shush. Shut your mouth. Remember, I'm a year
I'll go-
younger than you. So
I'll go grab your cane. It's okay. I'll grab it for you.
yeah, I might need it. Anyway, back to the color theory.
Yeah.
Purple is like a royal color, and why it is because like the royals, purple dye was actually like really expensive. So the only people that could get purple dye were royals and pay
Interesting.
for it. So it became like a color associated with royals because of their pay. And like
Huh.
lilacs are in the like range of purples.
That's very
Well,
cool.
no wonder
actually.
it's my
So that
favorite
was- I was
color.
like, I was like, is it like a godly scent? Like
That's very interesting. That
That is interesting.
it's like the scent of Elysium,
Yeah.
right? Like,
yeah.
Also,
Anyway.
when they first enter, well, not when they, because Poppy was the first one to like kind of crawl through the mist.
Mhm.
Like the ground trembled, and I just kind of was curious on your guys' thoughts on this. I was just thinking, like, is this Elysium and like the land of the gods acknowledging her arrival or her presence or of her blood? Do you think, or
I thought that. I wondered if it was recognizing her. as
But
it
the only
rumbled.
problem with that theory is it rumbles
Later?
again when the rest of them come in. Remember?
So,
And
like,
Poppy's like, oh,
well,
it's okay.
we
You
wrote
just
this
did
down
that."
before that happened, okay?
but I don't think it rumbled when the rest of them came in. Well, it
It did.
does, but like when they immediately come in it rumbles for her. They walk, and I thought as right before they go under the statues and the things come up, that's when it rumbles a second time. I don't think it happens right as they come in. I thought it was as they continue to walk, but maybe I could be off on that.
Yeah, they start walking and everything's eerily quiet, not even a bird to be heard. The ground starts trembling again and Castile grabs Poppy. Poppy explains it happened before, but then a geyser burst, sending dirt and dust everywhere. So that particular time.
Maybe it was just alerting these minions, skulls and minions.
Soldiers.
Like, yeah, as soon as it came in, they were like starting to come up, and I put that too. But
I had a note before we get into the skeleton attacks.
Dear.
Two things. So the statues that they're like walking by are all made of that shadowstone. They also comment that the skeletons that are coming out of the ground are armed with shadowstone weapons.
Yes.
And if we think back to Poppy's dream, her mom had a shadowstone weapon,
which is very
interesting.
Curious.
Yes. Curious.
Yes.
Very curious.
I have like a random. This is not related to anything we're talking about. And I think it's proven wrong later in the chapter, but this is like my sort of crockpot theory. How do we know, like, do we know that Poppy is actually like the age that she is?
No,
like
I
she
don't think
doesn't know her birthday. I'm like, is there a chance her memories were modified or something? Like, Mandy, you went with like the reincarnation, but like, how do we know she's 20?
Because she ain't mortal, baby.
So you're
and
saying...
I'm like, it says that like Ian has excellent control for only be ascended for 2 years. Maybe that was actually longer, and that's why he has such good control.
Okay, wow. Mind blown right now. So you're
I
thinking
was randomly
not...
at the beginning of chapter 40. I'm like, wait, how do we know?
So like not reincarnation. Like was born and then, oh my gosh, interesting.
Zelda, baby, put to sleep in the cave and woke up 100 years later.
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. Think about this theory then. Holy cow. This is the problem, is you can't tell me things because now my mind's like blah, 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 blah on this theory. But what if she was the first maiden?
Yes. Okay. Can I just get into my theory then?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That is my theory, that she was actually
goosebumps everywhere right now.
I think she was the first maiden, and she's also the child of Nyktos. I don't think she's like descended. I think she's the fucking child and has been put to sleep in a cave somewhere and doesn't remember anything. And something woke her back up, and she assumes no time has passed. Meanwhile, all this shit has gone down. Who knows how long ago her parents actually died? Like her parents, the ones that raised her. And I think her birth father is actually Nyktos because, and I'll get into it when we get there, but Nyktos is described as having brown hair that is coppery in the light, and Poppy has auburn hair. So
he also seems like very like fatherly to her, like
I
put grandfatherly or like fatherly, yeah.
And he says to her when they meet, he's like, "Oh, interesting. She would be so impressed to see you." And I'm like, who are you talking about? So it's almost like he's saying like, oh, you're just like your mom, or oh, you're just like someone. I don't know. I don't know who the she is.
I assumed he was talking about his consort. I did when he said she'll be so excited. I assumed his consort, which I assumed
maybe is her mom.
Well, I was assuming her great grandmother. I never this theory is blowing my effing mind.
I will be so happy if we're right.
Right? And I'm so glad that I was not the only one. I'm like, is this like way out there?
I literally thought the same thing. Like, is this really far out there?
No, my theories are not that. I mean, oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
Legends of Zelda, baby. Legends of Poppy.
Oh, wow.
Just a Poppy.
Like, I never once, that like never even slightly crossed my mind.
I mean, you were kind of close with the reincarcerated.
I still think the reincarnated. Reincarnated. What's the word? I want to say reincarnation, but that's not right either. Is
reincarnated?
Reincarnated. I'm thinking is reincarnation right? I'm thinking the flower carnation, so now it's making me feel like it's wrong. But would you say reincarnation?
Listen, we named a whole episode over my blunder, so don't ask me.
Oh, it would be reincarnated, yeah.
So, okay, holy cow, this is a lot to wrap my mind around.
It is too early in the podcast for this.
Well, and as we go through these chapters, I feel like I'm gonna it's gonna click more, and then I'm gonna be able to grow on this amazing crockpot theory. But I have another note here that was on my second page here, and it's kind of along with my crockpot theory of the reincarnation thing. And I kind of explained it with the lilac there, but oh no, I think I already talked about this because I said, building on the one that I already have, being a reincarnation of a god. So I think that she's a reincarnation of a god, but like in reincarnation, it means you're that same person, right? Like I think that was her, and then she was reincarnated, and that's why Lilac is familiar with her, because she was a god that was already there. Okay, never mind then.
So you're kind of on the same track, though.
Yeah.
But I don't think at all that she was a first maiden, like that, like, or that she lost memories. Like that was none. I think that her life that she was lived, this life has been 18 years or whatever, like uninterrupted.
Like, I really don't think it is anymore. I
No,
really
I
don't
don't.
think it is
I'm
anymore.
starting to question, but
I was randomly thinking like,
So
her
interesting.
like her birthday, and she didn't know her birthday, and I'm like,
right, like that's
why
so
doesn't she know her birthday? Maybe
crazy.
she's not actually like.
And
Yeah.
obviously, they're like the Ascended are hiding that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And like, who
Unreal.
knows? In all of her grief as a child and stuff, like the amount of times that they could have like drugged her into a sleep for
Yeah.
years. Like they
Yes.
knew what
Yep.
she was this whole time. They know that she's
Yep.
immortal. Like,
That would
Like,
explain why they want her
maybe-
back so badly too.
yep.
And maybe she was asleep like the gods were asleep. And
Mhm.
she didn't even know that. And they took
Yep.
her from there. Like, there's so many things
Yep.
that could line up with that.
And the
That's-
first maiden who died but didn't die, no, it was just like that's when she went to sleep and then
Yeah.
woke back up
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Yep.
Holy moly.
We're on
And
something, I
I-
think.
Go ahead.
Another note to it too, like, so Poppy is thinking about when she sees the vision of the silver white haired girl when she was in the temples. Do you remember, like, and she was like crying like the blood tear and
Yes.
stuff. And the ground had cracked open at that time. And I don't remember reading this, but the skeleton bones had come out of the
When
ground.
it said that, I remembered it. I was like,
Did
oh,
you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very familiar to me. When I wouldn't have been able to recall it, but her saying that seemed very like, oh yeah, to me.
Yes. So, because she could, this silver haired lady comes up later too.
Yes.
And you notice that silver is often described with either Poppy's powers, like it's like a silvery white light,
Yep.
or
Yep.
Nyctos's eyes are silvery
Yeah.
moon color.
Yes.
Yep.
Like,
It's all
do
got to
you
be
think
related.
maybe like this silvery haired person is the consort?
Yes.
And AKA Poppy's mom?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm wondering.
man.
Because it's just odd that they keep
That would
describing
also
her as
explain-
silvery.
Yeah, it would explain like why she keeps appearing to Poppy. Not even
Yes.
that, just her namesake.
Right.
Her namesake. I just got more goosebumps because it's her mom.
Yeah, she's named after Mama.
And like
Oh my
Nikto says
gosh.
she's the consort sleeping fitfully. Which
Yes.
Like,
like
almost
if it's her
indefinitely, right?
kid,
Like-
yes.
that's like if it's like her kid,
and she's
like,
already
that would
woke up to
explain-
save her kid once, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
from walking off the cliff.
Yep.
I really think there's something to it.
Yep.
Wow.
Made us speechless.
I'm speechless. I'm so impressed, honestly. And like, even if this isn't like the case, it just is such a valid, really good theory. Like, even if it's not even close, it's such a good theory. Like,
I would love to be in the heads of some of our listeners who have already like read all of this and they're living this back with us, and we're either dead right and they're like holy shit, or we're so wrong they're like laughing their asses off.
You idiots. Yeah.
We're gonna watch these back when we like finish the book.
Yes.
Be like, oh.
We
Well,
should.
I've had a lot of fun listening back as we're editing and like hearing even
Same.
just the theories from like the
It
first
brings
few
more
books.
theories too, because it's
It
like,
does.
oh yeah, I forgot that person
Yeah, it's the
said
things you
that.
miss.
And now
Right?
that I'm here, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very cool.
I love it.
I do have a comment here for you, Katie, that we kind
Ooh.
of, it's past where we were, but when the others go through the mist, they are described as having wonder that is bubbly and sugary.
So dumb.
That's for you. Um, and then
I think Jennifer's just taunting me at this point.
it kind of feels personal, huh?
It does.
Just to you. Oh man, too funny.
She totally knows who I am, definitely.
She wrote this just for me.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious. So everything else I have is during the skeleton attack scene. So
That's
you
where I'm
guys
at too.
go.
How about you,
Yeah.
Go
Kristen?
ahead.
Yep.
All right. So, more geysers erupt from the earth, and this time shadow snakes start coming
Oh
out
no,
of them.
sorry. I have a whole bunch from before that when the
Okay, you go
things
first
first
then.
start. So I just put so I find it funny. This is talking about Venetta, the way that she's being really sassy. So when the skeletons first come out, I think there's Cass and somebody else is near it, and then she's like, "What?" Because they're like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "What? What?" And then they say what it is. They don't actually. I think the skeleton comes out, and then she says, "Like, you couldn't say there's skeletons in the hole.
Oh,
You
yeah.
couldn't say blah 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 blah." And it was just really hilarious. And it was the very first time that it was so Kieran to me, and the way that
Yes.
she was sassing. It
Yes.
seemed to me like Kieran sassing Poppy, and I really loved to see Venetta doing like the exact same thing.
And Emil was like, "I'm sorry, I was a little preoccupied by the skeleton bones coming out of the ground."
She's like, you
Even,
could have just
like,
said like,
Yeah.
oh, it was
Later
so
on,
funny.
he's like, I regret the decision to join you. I'm like,
Yes.
he's quickly becoming a new favorite too. Like,
Yes, so
I regret
funny.
this. I'm like, yeah, valid though. I would too.
Very,
For
very
all of
valid.
our fourth wing friends, I'm no spoilers, but Emil reminds me a lot of Riddick.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of the
Yes.
similar like character. It's
Yeah.
like
I
the
also
comedic
brought up
relief.
Fourth Wing later.
Did
Oh,
you
really?
actually? That's
Yes.
hilarious. We were on the
Aw.
same wavelength, Kristen.
Look at you guys. So I also have a comment here about her mother because it gets brought up. She just thinks, oh my gosh, that's the same like the shadow blade that my mom has. And I put, I need to know why this is relevant immediately. This is not a random comment. I put, is her mother the vision she keeps seeing? Now, I see how that's kind of similar to what you're thinking, but I don't at all think that was the consort and the reincarnation. But I was like, is this her mother? And not a god that's protecting Poppy, but it's her mother, like from the Veil almost. Like maybe people from the Veil show up as silvery light. Also, funny comment from Venetta. She asks, "How do we kill?" Or either she asks or someone else asks, "How do we kill something that's already dead?" And Venetta's like super dead. And I thought that was also hilarious. I'm like, Venetta, you are the funniest person I've ever like read about. So then I have another kind of crockpot theory that came up to my thoughts as she's having this vision, right? So she has another vision of the lady, and then she says out loud, these were her soldiers. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, the reincarnation theory is going to be proven true right now. That's what I seriously thought. I thought she had this vision and she was going to think to herself, like, oh, these are her soldiers. Oh my God, that was me. These are my soldiers. And I thought she was going to have the power to command them to stop. And that's how I thought that they were going to end this thing, is that she was having these visions and would finally, her memory would come back. And that didn't
That would have been
happen.
cool.
Yeah, and I put LMAO, nope, wrong. And then, so no, here, is Emil and Venetta, are they a thing? Because there's a comment that Venetta says to Emil, you're a mess or something as they're fighting. And he's
Yeah.
like, and you are beautiful or something. And I was
Yeah,
like,
he
oh,
does say that.
are
yeah.
they
Yeah.
like together
they're just
or is that
flirting.
just fun?
I think it was just, I
was
just
like,
assumed it was
oh,
like
interesting.
playful
but-
banter.
Well, I was like, oh, a
I don't
little
think it's
love
been
coming
confirmed,
out.
but maybe.
No. Okay. So
Put in the
fine.
comments if
And
Kristen and I
then-
are wrong.
Yeah. I
Friends.
don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
But yeah, then I go into the freaking hybrid snake thingies coming out of their mouths. So let's hear
Yeah.
it.
I also
You guys
really was
have.
like, had a thought. I'm like, what if they find Malik here? Like, Cass's brother.
Oh,
Proven wrong.
Speaking of,
But I wondered if he was.
But I never
breathing
thought that.
intensifies.
I never considered that though, and that's
I was like,
another good.
I
Theory.
wonder if he's there. And then, yeah, obviously I was wrong. And before,
Not by much though, only by a few chapters.
No,
he did come up.
He
Yes.
did.
unexpectedly, and it would have been unexpected here too. So you were like on
Yes,
the.
I was
He's going to
kind
show
of
up unexpectedly.
before they like. I think as they. Oh my gosh, words are hard. The snakes come up, and they smell stale lilacs. Isn't that not the same thing that the unseen smelled like?
Oh.
And I was like, I wonder if it's like a god version of the unseen.
Because the unseen
actually
came
thought
from
of
the
that
dirt
before.
of Elysium.
Yeah, I actually thought of that before
Interesting.
this happened, but like,
Oh.
Huh.
That is
Yeah.
a good point.
That
Because
is.
they were like bones, and they seem to be not have like thoughts.
And they're obviously in the dirt of Elysium because
Yes.
they're there right now.
So I think
Oh,
before the stale
interesting.
lilacs, I was onto that.
Yay.
Okay. Hear me
Spill
out.
your thoughts now before they lose.
Okay, so Nyktos is the god, the bringer of life and the bringer of death.
Correct.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. Okay. Lilacs, alive. Stale lilacs, dead. What if they're all Nyktos? All of these smells relate back to Nyktos. The bringer of life and the bringer of
Ooh.
death.
And how
Stale
Poppy
lilacs.
always smells lilac. Elysium
Yes.
is the scent of lilac.
Yes.
It's so familiar to
Mhm.
her.
Yes.
Interesting.
So what if
Yep.
the stale lilacs are to represent like the death side of their powers? Like these shadow things
Interesting.
coming
Yes.
out, skeletons coming out.
And it's all the power of Nyktos. Because he probably put the what do you call it? Like fail safes in place for people that come
Yeah.
in to stop
Yeah.
them, right? Like protection
Ooh,
methods. That's what I'm trying to
interesting.
think. That's very cool.
Sorry, I just thought of that and I was like,
No.
oh my god.
That's cool.
Oh my god. Okay, so I thought this was funny. So the shadow snakes are coming out, and this is when Emil screams that he regrets his decision to come along very much.
Yeah.
And Cass says, I know that you thought it was best not to use the ether, but right now I really think you need to go full deity on their asses. I was like,
Yes.
that's great.
I found the comic relief in like this whole chapter
Yes.
It was a really good
just-
section.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
I was all for it. Yeah, it
Yes.
was great.
A mutual friend of ours, just for the listeners, a mutual friend of ours, it just finished reading this third book, and she's like, "Are you guys done it yet? Like, I really want to talk about it." And I was like, you should come on the podcast."
Oh, she should.
Because
That would be
She,
fun.
and
Next
that's what she
week.
said too. She's like, the second half is like crazy good, and I'm like, well, now I see what she was talking about.
Yeah, holy.
So, and then she left it with the ending is interesting, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like
But
it
don't,
can't
'cause don't
get-
spoil it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't get more interesting than end of chapter 44. Just saying.
Yeah.
But
Right?
I could be proved wrong.
I
I
so
have
Poppy
one-
then envisions the flames of Nyktos' temple, and
I have one
envisions
note
those.
before that.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It kind of leads into it, but I just thought it was interesting when she talks about, okay, I'm gonna get my powers out. It's the first time she references it as summoning the rumbling in her chest versus her kind of feeling like it's just this thing is coming up inside of me. She made a
Right.
point to say like it was controlled, like I summoned
Oh.
the power, and I just thought that was a very interesting way.
What do you
Say
got,
it.
Kristen?
Hold up. Okay, this like I feel like feeds more into Katie Nye's theory that she actually is like a god because she can summon it. It's not uncontrolled. Didn't they say like the gods have more power in Elysium because
Yeah.
Oh my
Of that
god!
accord?
Goosebumps
So, like,
again. Oh.
in Atlantia it's uncontrolled because she has less like power, but she can control it.
So, okay, holy cow, yes. And that's why she can use like flames and shit
Yes.
too.
And
that
the
would
wrapping
also
of the
explain-
power of
yes.
wrap to save Vanetta.
Yes.
That's why she hasn't been able to do that before. It's because she's at her
Cool-
homeland.
Cool.
Because
AF.
because when they meet Nyktos, he says that they made an agreement with after the Dark Ages that like a blood oath or whatever that their powers were severely weakened on
Mhm.
mortal land. Oh my god, I think we're right.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But see, I also have a theory that she's a god, but it has nothing to do with her being the first maiden. But so that lines up with my god theory, similar to your god theory. That's so cool.
We're on to
I
something.
love
We
Jennifer.
have to be.
I love Jennifer.
Well,
She's
just
writing
for
this
Roddy,
book just
imagine
for you.
sugary scents.
Yeah, until she does that, then she knocks down a few points.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good thought.
My head hurts from
I
all the
didn't think of
screaming.
it. I didn't think of it till you're like, it's control. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because it was the first time she mentioned I summoned it.
How many times are we going to scare our listeners with our gasps?
Oh my gosh. My
To be
abs
fair, I'm
kind of
very
hurt.
jumpy and no one scared me yet.
That is true. That was
So she's envisioning flames from Nyctos's temple and envisions those flames then engulfing all of the skeletons, all of the shadow snakes, but not touching any of the people. So they literally all just burn up, and all of the people just watch as they're all burning around them. And Cass comes over and starts making it with Poppy because he's turned on by our woman of power.
of course he is.
Shocked.
And then
Well,
Vanetta says,
shocked.
"This is a little awkward." And Kieran goes, "They do this all the time."
I
He's
also
like, you get
I,
used to it, or
I didn't write this down, but Vanetta's a wolf and
Mhm.
Kieran's a wolf, and Vanetta's like, this is awkward, and Kieran's like, but I'm like, isn't sex like in that whole thing like
They
wolves are
made a-
like whatever, but
they made
Vanetta
a
is
point to say it's never awkward and it's natural.
yeah.
And
yes, and Vanetta's like, that's awkward, and then I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And I
Don't
brought
bring
it up anyway.
Like there's a reason why Kieran doesn't find it
Yes.
awkward.
Yes.
oh,
I'm like, why did she find it awkward when like he's never said this is awkward?
it's true.
He's literally been their wall
Ugh.
that they bang against, and I'm
Him
like,
got pinned.
I don't know
Dislike.
if I like
Dislike button.
yeah. that. Anyway, moving on.
Does anybody have any comments about her using the fire power and any of that? Because I have like a page of notes.
Go off, Queen.
So, and I'm just going to read through them because it'll make more sense than me trying to re-explain myself. So I put interesting that she is the queen of flesh and fire. So are we assuming that fire is an ability of hers now? And that's why she's the queen of flesh and fire? And because I think she was imagining fire. If she
Yep.
had just happened to imagine water, do we think that water would have shot out of her body? Or is it just the fact that she's a queen of flesh and fire? So instinctively, that's where she reached to first with like the Nyctos, not temples, what the heck are
Temple?
the torches? Sorry.
Oh.
And then the flesh part comes into play where she can kill people or bring them back to life. So it's like her power has now personified, if that's the right thing to say here, in both flesh and fire. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then Willa Collins was the one that introduced her as the queen of flesh and fire. And she's a seer. So like, did she already know that these were abilities that Poppy was maybe capable of? And then this is where my she's a god crockpot theory starts. So word for word, this is what I wrote down. Okay. Kind of a crockpot theory, and I don't even know if I believe this yet, but it's just popped into my head. This is the moment where all of the skeletons and snakes start coming out at them. Poppy tries to reach for her magic to get rid of it. They all beeline for Poppy. She starts imagining these strands or whatever, and then the fire erupts from her body. Now, because this is so different than Nyctos and Malek's power and what they're capable of, I'm starting to develop a crockpot theory that maybe she is a god, but a new god being born of this world. The gods came from somewhere, not the mortal realm, and maybe she's a new era of God that is needed in this realm because of the times that are going on right now with the Ascended and the Atlantean and the war and whatnot that's kind of happening. Because there's not like the war hasn't started, but there's a war. Like if you think about the way
Right.
the world is, right?
Yeah,
There's conflict
coming.
definitely between both sides. And maybe that she was a god born of flesh and fire, meaning this like war that's happening between the Ascended and the Atlanteans, and that she's manifesting these powers just being born of the realm's need for a god to kind of like come up and save them. And I
Which
said,
in
anyway, I
ancient
don't
Greek
even.
mythology, that's how the gods originated, isn't it?
Interesting. I have no
Based on
idea.
need.
I have no idea.
don't
That's
know.
interesting. though.
my knowledge from Percy Jackson, so it might not be factual.
In that book, that's what the theory is. That's so funny. No,
Very
I
good
have no
series, though.
idea. But so this is when I started thinking that she's a new era of God and her powers are slowly manifesting as she is growing into her godhood. I'll call it.
God.
Very
Her godliness.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I mean, it's not as good as your friggin' badass maiden
So
God theory.
the
but-
only thing with that is Nyctos recognizes her blood, and so does like as his own,
Yes.
and so does the Draken. So there, if she is her own version of it, I think it still has to tie into Nyctos somehow
yes.
because he's
But
acknowledging.
I think it ties into him because he's the blood of the god. But what he said and the agreement that was made was that there could be no god like that's like born there. So I think that she can still be like a new era of God in the mortal world and still have the blood of Nyctos in her. Because from my understanding of what Nyctos said when he was explaining that like the gods and the primal like him can't go to the mortal realm and without having their powers like suppressed. I thought he said something along the lines of like the gods of Elysium or like the ones that were not born in the mortal world or something. I thought there was something along those lines said, and I think because she was born in the mortal world, she can be a god with powers there because that was her birthplace. That's where my and I don't, maybe he didn't even say that, but that's
he
how my
must have said
theory is
some-
developing like that, is that
Yeah.
because she was born in the mortal world and she has the blood of a god, like that she's like a new era of god that is what is needed in this time, basically, and can be powerful.
Mhm.
And maybe in Elysium, it's even more powerful, and that's why that happened. Like,
My second point to your thing also ties into what he said to her, because he said like the Queen of Flesh and Fire was kind of explained by him. He was saying like you have the flesh born in a mortal realm, but you have the fire of the gods in your blood or something like that. I can't remember
Yes.
the exact wording, but I'm sure I wrote it down in my notes later on
Yeah.
when he says it. But it kind of like
kind of goes along with.
yeah.
And I think as I got along in these chapters, I was more like, oh my gosh, I think I'm right. I think I'm right, because of the way like he was saying those things. I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe she really could be like a god.
I definitely think she's a god.
Yeah.
But the maiden thing is
Yeah, it's
wild.
connecting where it's all her heritage, right? It's all this big
Yeah.
question mark.
And we
Yes.
don't, it's still all not facts. The only
Yeah.
fact we have is that she has blood with Nyktos. That is
Right.
literally the only proven fact. The only other
Right.
facts came from people telling her stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know if Malik is actually her dad. I don't think he is.
I am questioning that too.
Yeah.
I think it's Nyktos, but
Oh God.
who
Good
knows?
So, moving on past the skellies, right? That's where we're at.
Skellies.
Did anyone else was like a meadow of poppies?
Yes.
Yes, I did mark that down.
I
Like,
was like,
What are the chances of that?
because
I
it's her
also
home.
wanted, I was curious if maybe the poem she keeps hearing is a relation back to this meadow.
Oh.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps again. That is like 15 times this episode.
I'm like, is it like a hint? Like, is it a hint to how to deal with them? Or like,
What was that?
I
The
like the
connected
bad-
pretty.
them.
You're what a pretty
you're-
poppy.
what a pretty poppy. Yeah.
But doesn't it say pick it and watch it bleed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on your theory. I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about this. Maybe. Oh my God. I don't even know how to explain this kind of thought that doesn't make sense. But if we're going to play onto your theory that she was the maiden, or maybe was born in Elysium as like the maiden, what have you, and then memories lost, maybe that sing song is a memory, but not the memory of when her parents were killed. Maybe that was the memory of her going to sleep or her losing her memories, because they say pick it and watch it bleed. So maybe it has something to do with the poppies being there, and maybe she has some sort of significance with poppies as some sort of god, maiden, what have you. And they were like, pick the poppy, watch it bleed. Like taking her from whether it's Elysium or from what
Yes.
have you, into moving her wherever in
into the
her-
mortal realm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wonder
Maybe
if that
she
also has to do
remembers
with like her
that.
scar, watching it bleed, and like the scar.
Right? And that's like a memory that she's connecting with the wrong time
Yes.
frame
She's
in her
connecting to
memory.
the wrong
Yes.
spot. Interesting.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I think we're onto
I
something.
like it.
I do
Yes, I
too.
really do. I really hope we are.
I know, me too. So I'm really excited about
It's
it.
a really
Same.
freaking good theory. Like I shouldn't say this because this is not my theory, but you guys could write like you know how they have like,
Fanfic.
yes, saying like alternate ending, like, and it would be
Well, let's be real.
sick.
Kristen can. I can just be like, oh, you should add this. I can't put words together like that.
I love writing for fun.
There you go.
The last not the last note, but like one of the notes I had on the actual snakes and skeletons and stuff before
Mhm.
we move on from them. I wondered, I put a little note here. I said, do we think the skeletons and the snakes are like a sort of test to see if Poppy would use her power? Like maybe the gods wanted her to use the
Ooh.
power
To like
so
They
allow
they
her
have to use the
passing,
power to, yeah.
like
or to advance, like,
only the
to
power of a
prove that they
god
can come in.
would
Yeah.
be able to.
Ooh,
That's a
that's a
good
good
theory
one.
too.
Yeah. Anyway,
Interesting.
that was
I
my
like
little
it.
throwaway.
Yeah, I like that too.
I don't know when it happened, but she mentions the lilac smell again. But I have it as in like in relation to Elysium. So I wrote lilacs again. I'm going to assume all of Elysium smells like lilacs, but I want to know why. And like it could be that godly scent, but it's not confirmed. And I said she mentioned it with a woodsy scent.
Yes, she did.
So I wondered if the
remember that.
woodsy scent like related back to her parents somehow.
Interesting. Like some sort of heritage lineage.
Yes,
right?
like I feel like she's also done lilacs plus the woodsy scent. Like I feel like both of those have been combined before, but I forgot to go back and look.
watch it be like from her memory, and it's like
I
something
would-
she said in that memory before that the man that
I
smells
would be
the
very
woodsy.
mad that I didn't go look.
But
But yeah, there is something with that.
so much symbolism, so much.
Okay, so now they're coming up to the city of Delos.
Delos.
Is that how you say it? Delos.
Yeah.
And they wonder if anyone in there is awake, but Poppy reminds them that they are not to go into the city. Which I can't remember why. Why can't
Willa
they go into the
Collins
city?
told them,
She
if you
just said,
enter,
yeah.
you will not
Oh,
return. And
right.
I'm just like, I want you to go in so bad because I want to know what it's about. But obviously, like, I don't want them to. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure they will
is
at
it
some
a
point.
city of gods
Yes.
beyond the gods that they know? Like, it's so interesting.
Or is that where everyone's slumbering?
Well, I think actually, doesn't
Slumber
Emil say
party.
maybe it's the veil? I
Oh,
think
Maybe
one of them said
Delos is
that.
a part of the veil. Yeah.
Somebody said that too. So maybe that's why.
maybe.
Yeah.
So they
Which
come
is
up
kinda
against
cool.
a giant statue of a dragon, which then starts to crumble away, and they see the little eye pop out first, coming to life.
So before this,
This was my
I
fourth wing
just
vibe.
put
Oh.
that it's interesting that they're walking on diamonds, and it
Oh,
must be a
yes.
very fine, because Poppy first says like, "Oh, we're walking in sand." Like,
Yes.
imagine diamonds
Mhm.
so small that you think you're walking in sand. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they called it like silvery white sand or something.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
Cass said that gods create diamonds, and they come from their joyous tears and from love, like gods in love, which I
Yeah.
thought was like really interesting. So there must be like lots of great things happening in
bang,
Elysium.
bang, bangity
Bangity
bang.
bang. But yeah, and then Kieran says, like, okay, yeah, these diamonds are all great, but I'm just waiting for you guys to notice this big statue here.
And
They
the
love
dragon
him.
comes to life, baby. Yeah, yeah.
So do we think it's because she touched it, or that it was going to anyways because of their presence?
I think it was gonna
She-
anyway.
Yeah, I think it was gonna anyway. I'm
And
like, I don't think I picked up that she touched it.
Because she touched it, and then Cass said something like, Poppy,
Oh yeah, not
like
a
we
good
said
idea.
to be careful, like touching it is a part of being careful. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that. And then it like kind of crumbled away. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, was it because she
It
did that, or was
is.
it just like coincidence?
It's interesting though because she touches the dragon and the stone crumbles away. Then she touches that cat
the cat.
cave, and it turns to its real form.
Yes.
Just thought of that.
And I'm like, why didn't she go touch it again? Because it went back. And I'm like, hold on to it and then talk to it. Like, why are you all just leaving the room?
They had a mission, Manda.
God.
They had a plan for once.
That still failed.
It's true, but anywho.
Also, like looking back on it now, I don't think I wrote note, but I just, like you think of like Lord of the Rings dragons, and like dragons like hoard their shiny preciouses, and I'm like, it's kind of funny that the dragon's surrounded by diamonds.
Yeah.
Just like a
Interesting.
throwaway. I'm like, it's
My
just kind of
precious. That
funny.
Kind of
My
funny.
treasure.
So I
So
thought
the-
here. Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah,
Katie.
you go. Nope,
I
that's
was
okay.
just
You go.
thinking, again, with my like, what's going to happen next brain, that she was going to, I thought she was going to be able to communicate with this dragon. I thought at the very least, it might wake up angry, and then she would be able to push her emotions onto him, being like, we're kind, we're coming here with no ill intent. Like, I thought that she was going to have to calm the
come in
dragon that
peace.
way. And then I thought, well, it's Nyctos' dragon. Obviously, Nyctos can communicate with it. She's the blood of Nyctos, so she'll probably be able to communicate with this dragon, which, like, none of that happened. And it just knew,
Womp, womp,
oh,
womp,
you have the blood
womp.
of Nyctos, so it just didn't do anything. Yeah. And I was,
Yeah.
Yeah, the extent of the interaction is the draken is growling at Poppy, but then it sniffs her, and I put in brackets, assuming it is smelling her blood, and the sound changes to a whirling chirp, and it points its head in the direction.
doesn't it say chuffing? Or is that a fourth wing thing? Because I feel like they say that.
Was
and
it
I'm
chuffing?
like,
Maybe I wrote down chirp and
but
it was
not
chuff.
necessarily here, but like it could have been at a different
Fourth
part.
wing
'cause
is
I think
definitely chuff. They say chuff
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
feel like it might have said that here, but I'm also
They
in
might
the
have.
midst of that series. So
Yeah.
It's very possible. Very possible. Oh, she
I
makes a
think
note to say the dragon's eyes are full of intelligence. And I thought that was
Yes.
kind of interesting too. So the dragon turns and like looks beyond them and sees a man standing on the steps in the distance. So my notes here are, do we think this is Nyktos or crockpot theory that it is immediately proven wrong because we know it's Nyktos. But
Should have stopped while you were ahead, kid.
I know. But here, if you want to hear how my brain works, I put, do we think that somebody terrible has followed them in? Crockpot theory is that but what if the Ascended and Ian have been lying to her this whole time because the Ascended need to wake Nyktos and they need to get to Elysium, but they knew that only Poppy could be the entryway like into Elysium. So they planted the seed that she needed to like go awake these, you know, the dragon or what have you. And then they slowly followed behind her and Cass and the team. And now this person is in Elysium and they're evil and following them. And then I just put, I really hope I'm wrong. And then, yep, I'm wrong. And then I put a note. He has coppery red hair. This has to be Nyktos because Poppy's hair is very similar. His eyes look like the brightest moons. Again, another way that they have been describing Poppy in the wisps of colors. So chapter ends. They see the man standing at the temple steps between the two pillars.
And Poppy realizes it's Nyktos.
That's my daddy, but not my daddy. But we think it's daddy now.
I think it's daddy.
I thought it was oddly easy for them to get to Nyktos. I'm like,
Same.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
I
there's
was
not
like,
a
there
lot
he
of
is
this.
behind you.
miles here.
I'm
That's
like,
why I
this is
thought it wasn't him. I was like, oh no, someone followed them in.
But
Like,
you know
oh.
what, Amanda? Going back to that theory for a second, like obviously it was like
Yes.
Nyktos was there, but with relation to like Ian sending them there or whatever,
Mhm.
like don't we think it's weird that he's like, no, you need the Draken, like you need them, and he
It was
just
like it was a fact that they needed
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And now they're
then
like, nope.
he's like, nah, you're not getting them. You got the power. Good luck. Bye.
Yes.
Like,
It's almost as if whatever the Ascended is doing, they know like the Draken could defeat this, like as a
Mhm.
fact. And they know what the Draken is capable of to know that, yeah, it was like this to me, the
It's very
whole
interesting.
way that they go and meet Nyktos and then like stop, like that ends, was very anticlimactic to me.
yeah, it
Yeah.
really
Very
was.
anticlimactic.
Like
And
it
we
was
didn't
such a
even
huge
learn that
buildup.
much. Like
No.
he gave us some information, but Poppy was even saying, or he said, I think to Poppy, like, you probably have so many questions, but you don't have time for them all. And I'm like,
Yeah,
then why are we here?
I know.
Anyways, yes.
And I'm like, surely he knows who her mom is. Maybe we'll find out. And
nope, no time for those questions.
Nope.
Because you're gonna whittle away, or your friends are gonna die here. Or whatever.
I feel like she can't ask all her questions because one, she probably have way too many. But also like I wonder
Okay,
if it's
Kieran.
part of her journey
yeah,
to like
discover it.
discover it for herself.
probably. But
Yeah.
damn.
But yeah,
was
I
expecting
agree.
more.
It was very anticlimactic because there was such a build up to this trip
Yeah.
and like how dangerous it was gonna be and how like only she can do it and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it had like all these Last Supper vibe. And like
Yeah.
it just I don't know.
For
And then it was just like, okay, we're there. Okay, bye.
the only thing that she learned was you have the power yourself. It's like one of those like, oh, what a great moral of the story. You know,
Yeah.
like are you
You've always had the
serious?
power within you.
Ugh.
Believe in yourself.
Like, which I think is great, and I
Chase
think
the
that
star.
we're learning that she could potentially defeat these Revenant or what have you. But it's like to go through all that for that to be what is said is kind of like, man, I was hoping for something like
For a little more.
a special sword or anything. Here's your own shadow blade. Like I don't care, something. Anywho.
All right, on to chapter 41. So the chapter starts and the King of Gods stands before them. He's in a white tunic and has loose black pants. And it's on another line. It says he's also barefoot. The group all lower with onto one knee with a hand over their heart and their palms to the ground. So they must have like two hands.
Did you just say they must
And-
have two hands?
They all have two hands. I know. I was like,
I
is
was
anyone going to
thinking-
say anything?
The way I was reading it, I was like, palm here and then palm to the ground. I'm like, they must be using both.
I'm sorry.
Listen. We're getting to my bedtime. Except we aren't. But
I'm
Poppy's the
sorry.
only one who doesn't, though.
That's the
And
name of our
Cass
episode.
snaps.
I must have two hands.
Cass snaps at her, Cass snaps at her, which is interesting to me because, like, my first note is, okay, so do the different kingdoms, because we have Solis and Atlantia, do they pray to the gods the same way? I'm like, are their gods the same? I can't remember if
They
the gods
were
are
the
the same.
same gods from my memory.
But so they must pray the same way, because I think
But
Poppy kind of knows.
aren't they like
They don't-
unknown gods? Like they don't know the name of the gods
Yes.
in the mortal realm.
They don't, yeah. Unless, like, Poppy's just mimicking what they're doing, but that was my first, like, one. Just, I'm curious, do they pray the same way?
That is a good question.
Or honor their gods the same way, I should say.
Yeah. I just
But-
thought it was funny that Poppy is late to the game in getting down to bow because she was too busy staring at the feet.
She's like, easily. And I honestly don't know, even with that distraction, if she would have known to do it. Like, I guess she was like raised in royalty and whatnot, but it was kind of interesting knowing that, like, with the blood that she has, that she was like the one not
Yeah.
praising the god or what have you.
Yeah. She's like, bitch, I am a god. Get down for me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So I thought this was kind of cool. They harked back to Castile and Poppy's wedding and the god that
Yes.
blessed them. They didn't know at the time, but now we know it's Nyktos that had blessed their wedding, and he made the sky go all dark and then light again. And I thought that was really cool.
Interesting. Him saying like I like blessed your marriage or what have you, I didn't correlate that to he was the one that made the skies and stuff do that. But I guess that had to have been what happened, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
they say
He
they
said
say
I
it
blessed
happens
you.
because of a god, or they
Okay.
assumed.
It's a blessing of a
happened
god
because
when
of a god,
something like
yeah.
that happens. And it hasn't happened in a long time. And blah, blah,
Yes.
blah.
Because I had a question later on, thinking to myself, like, all of these things that have happened, and everyone's like, oh, it's the gods, like a bad omen, or it's this or that. I was like, so is that all just something different since all the gods have no power in the mortal world?
Like, what do you mean?
Like because Nyktos was saying like we don't go to the mortal world, like he said something along the lines of like we can't interfere type
Yeah.
deal, like we don't,
Because their
like,
power is weakened.
So then I thought all of these signs from the gods aren't actually from the gods, was how I took that. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when Cass ascends Poppy and like the sky, there was like lightning or something, I thought, okay, then what was all that about? If it's not the gods because they can't interfere, what was that?
well,
Or
it's
do you
not
still
that they're
think the gods can do that? They just can't
Yeah.
physically come to...
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
they
they
do
do
know what's
interfering.
going
They're just
on.
reacting to what they're seeing, right?
Okay, interesting.
Isn't that
Yes.
like, and like they could in theory go to Solis? I thought they just don't have their power.
They're
Like, it's not that they
strength. Yeah.
can't
Yes, that's
go.
true. That's true.
They're not forbidden to.
And
they just don't
honestly,
have their strength.
A light show in the sky probably is like a lesser strength of their magic.
Right.
In theory.
And if
so-
they're doing it from Elysium, like it's just like calling you and you're halfway across the world is what
That's
I
true.
kind of assumed it as.
Okay.
They're using their power from their location and just like sending it out there.
Make a sense.
Makes a sense.
Makes a sense.
Okay,
to me
Mario.
now.
So my next note is Nyktos threatens to kill them all for waking him.
So when they very first see Nyktos, I think it's when Nyktos first talks to them, I was so confused. I was like, who the heck is talking to them right now? Because the voice says, interesting, you've awakened Nectus. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, we've been pronouncing Nyktos wrong this whole time. It's Nectus. And then I was like, oh my God, is that the dragon's name? And I'm stupid thinking that it's Nyktos and
Not that you're
Nectos.
stupid, but yes, I'm saying yes, that is the
it's
dragon's
literally
name.
totally valid. I was literally so confused because I'm like, but the audiobook, they've been saying Nyktos and now they're calling him Nectos. So it took me a while to wrap my head around that.
This
But
is also where the chuffing. So in
Okay,
the
I'm
previous
like, I
chapter, you
thought
thought
it
there was
said-
chuffing.
it was here.
It was a twirl, like Katie said, but here it says a rough chuffing sound followed. And it's the
Got you.
dragon behind her.
Okay. And he put, you've wakened Nectos and you're not dead. So you must have good intentions like that Nectos can see, or that you must be my blood or whatever he says there. And then they say there's several feet between them. Then he mentioned in his sleep, that is when he saw the vision of them getting married. And he blessed their marriage through dream sleep, which is really kind of cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, that's how he was eventually like woke up, right? They like the gods were all asleep, and then they started dreaming about Poppy, and then the ones that woke up. Did you guys interpret it that way? That's how they woke? Because he said something like it was very difficult to sleep because the dream started or something like that. So I thought,
I think
Doesn't
like
he
I have a
say-
note here. He makes a comment saying, "Interesting. Now I see why sleep has been so hard lately. Why we dream so intently. You do not need anyone to stand before you in defense, though it's admirable if you do." Because he's talking about like how she stops him from killing everyone. I see my approval of your union was not a mistake. That's all I'm.
Doesn't he also say at some point that he's been awake for a while?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he said
does.
Nikto says that he's been waiting for Poppy and that he woke sometime before they got there. And that
I took that as like he's been awake for like years.
Oh, I didn't take it.
I didn't. It was like right before
well, he
they
couldn't
arrived.
have because he said that he was
Well,
dreaming
that's why
and sleeping
like, what is happening
when they were married. So that he was asleep then.
Yes.
So then Niktos was just starting to get like snippy with them, and I really don't love Niktos' attitude. It's similar to how they explain that the gods kind of get cold and bored of life, and that's the reason they went to sleep. And I was really getting like those vibes, like he is like a crotchety old like god man. But then
I kind of took this as I was wondering, I'm like, is he testing Poppy? Like, is he?
Which is exactly what he was doing, right?
Yes. Another note, like, I'm like, ha, caught that.
No, I was literally like, oh, these crotchety old, he needed to sleep longer. Like, and I put that he was like basically putting the wrath of God on them immediately. Like, they don't even know what they've done. They haven't even sinned. Like, what's going on here? And then at that point, he threatens to kill them. And
yeah, I was wondering if it was like, is this a test to see like how much blood of his she has? That was I'm like,
like, are you
to see if she's
worthy of my
worthy.
name?
Yes, are you worthy of
I
like
did
my
not
help?
go that way at all.
Yeah.
So like, props to you. I was like, he's mean.
So Niktos threatens to kill them all for waking him, and Poppy bursts out that they have come for his aid and that he shouldn't kill any of them. He gets mad and says that he is going to kill her. Cass then blocks her and says that maybe, and then Niktos says maybe he should just kill Cass as that will serve as a better lesson. Poppy then gets really angry and steps aside. And then this is where I wrote, a silvery white light cracked over her skin. She thinks to herself that she knows she can't beat Niktos, but she would die 1,000 deaths before she stood by and did nothing in this moment. She sees the vision of the silver-haired woman standing before another, is all it says, as the stars fall from the sky. Her hands are balled into fists, and she says, quote, her words came from my lips. I will not let you harm him or any of my friends. I'm like, what do you mean?
I have crockpot theories on this.
I want to know more.
Full send.
So this goes into my reincarnation theory. Okay, so maybe she has already died 1,000 deaths. At first, I thought like Niktos was actually bad in trying to kill her. I still think this could be a thing, but it's not at Niktos' hand. Because right now, it sounds like Niktos is like, I'm going to kill you because you're pissing me off. So I thought in her reincarnation, like maybe she's been reincarnated more than one time. And her saying like, I would die 1,000 deaths before I would let this happen. Like maybe she's already died 1,000 deaths or however many and has been reincarnated, and that she is a god. This has happened to her before, and she's lived many lives, and that's why she previously, in the vision that I think is her, has said this isn't the way this is supposed to happen. And again, she was killed or died for whatever reason. And then when her vision says, her words come from my lips, I just put, because her is you, reincarnation theory, that's her realizing it was her without coming to terms that it's her yet.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I know,
So
I'm like very confused over her is. And like she sees the vision of a silver-haired woman standing before another.
See, I thought in that moment that it was Niktos killing her in the past and that this is happening again and that maybe it was like a trial or something. But I don't think that anymore now that we know that Niktos wasn't actually being mean and wanting to kill them. It was a trial. I thought maybe Niktos has already killed Poppy once. As like because she didn't like pass whatever,
like
and then
or
and she was seeing a vision of that happening her before Niktos in the past getting killed. But that obviously I don't think is what's happening. But that's what I thought of in the moment.
Interesting.
Who could she be?
My other thought on it is like, is she being possessed and she means it literally? Like her words are coming from my mouth. Like,
Oh,
she
yeah.
realizes she's being possessed. I don't know. I was very confused.
I think I just took
And
it
it's
as
not
like a
brought up
past
again. They're just like,
memory.
moving on.
And there'll be something 17 bajillion chapters from now
Yes.
that
Yes.
ties it together.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there's that little sliver of hope.
Yeah.
My next note is like they're talking alone. I'm sure someone has something before
Oh,
that.
my next one is him saying, "Come to my temple." So you go, Amanda.
Okay, so I put here it seems like she had to prove herself to Nyktos, and it was a trial, and that she basically proved to him that the union that he gave as a blessing was good, like he made the right call. And then I got a really positive thing for us, but it's probably not going to be as positive. But when Malek ascended Isbeth, what was the reason for that? Because he wanted her to live longer because
And they couldn't do the trials.
But
Yeah.
now maybe we don't need the joining, and Cass and Poppy can do the trials because the
Or-
gods aren't sleeping.
Or because she is a fucking god.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
But either way, I'm
really
thinking
hoping
maybe
you're right.
the joining
too.
doesn't have to happen because their lives are tied. Their lives are tied together through the heart bond, and it can be like that way, not
Yes.
you know. I was like,
Bang, bang, bangity bang.
this is a positive
Three-way bangity bang.
So hopefully that's a thing. I had the same note here. He said sleep has been harder. I said maybe because she's a god and becoming a god, so all the gods could sense this in their slumber that a new god was rising, so that they can have these visions and help her grow in her godhood is what I put. And then I get Poppy is chatting now with Nyktos. So what do you got?
You go, Kristen.
No, you go ahead. So you're probably more before.
So in the so Nyktos says to Poppy that only she can come in to enter the temple with him. Anyone else would die. So I'm like, does he mean he would murder them? Or like they physically just like drop dead as soon as they step in? Like, I have questions.
Yeah, like, are you threatening us or trying to protect them?
Right? And then Cass tells Poppy, don't get yourself killed or I'll be very angry with you. I'm just like, oh my God.
I thought he was going to put more of a fight, honestly, for him going in. And I thought it was
He's been pretty chill. I guess literally the fear of God, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Fair.
So in the temple, Poppy tries to open her senses to see what Nyktos is thinking, and he tells her that she shouldn't do that. It's very impolite. And I was like,
rude.
ooh, because he could like sense that she was trying to sense
gonna
him.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I
What do
like that.
you got, Kristen?
So this is where this is what he said that made me think he was being asleep longer. So I'm like, why didn't I think that? And I found it. So they're talking and Poppy says to him, how long have you been awake? The others. And he says, hard to say. It's been on and off for centuries, but more frequently in the last 2 decades. So like he's been awake
for
in that time.
centuries. You're right. It's almost like he wakes, falls asleep, wakes, falls asleep.
Yes, which
But
makes
now
sense
he's-
because he says like the consort sleeps fitfully, so that's like not great. But that's why I'm like, so I was like, so like has he been awake since Poppy's been born? Did he sense this was coming? Like, is that I'm thinking that is why they're now
Ooh.
sleeping fitfully because there's like a sense that something's coming. But that's why I thought he's been awake.
No, that makes sense because he literally says, "Oh, it's been on and off for centuries." So he's woken many times for like a very long time,
You don't
more
know
than
that.
since they've been married.
Yeah.
But it sounds like permanently he's been awake like more recently. But it was like on and off. Unless he's still on and off. Like, does he go back to sleep? I don't know.
He might.
I think
I don't
when
think
we
like it says. I don't think it clarifies.
I think when we were mentioning the quote of Nyktos saying he was waiting for Poppy, like I've been waiting, like I was waiting for you. I woke sometime before you got here. In that instance, I think he means in the literal sense, like I just woke up kind of deal.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of what we were touching on, but like in a broader sense,
Yes.
yeah, it sounds like he's been
He's
touch and
been
go
on and
there.
off.
Yeah. So Poppy asks where his consort is, and Nyktos explains that she is sleeping fretfully still, and as well as some of the other gods. And Poppy asks if Nyktos knows about the Ascended and what is going on. He says that he does, and she asks, well, then why haven't you done anything to stop it? And this is when he explains about the blood bargain with the mortals after the Dark Ages.
Yes.
And when they now enter the mortal realm, they are severely weakened. He tells Poppy that she is, quote, so much like her. And I'm like, who is he talking about?
I took that as the consort, because didn't she say, "Where's your consort?" And then that was kind of the end of his answer. You're so much like her.
True. That's true. So,
But I
goes
thought
back to
great grandmother, but maybe mother,
Mama.
right?
Mumbler.
Questions we need answers to.
Do you have any more notes there at all?
I have more notes, but they're like he's going into the primal talk.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, so I put he says to her after she says, "Are any of the other gods awake?" He says, "Yes, it was Ios who saved her in the mist that one time." Is this me making an assumption, or did he confirm that Ios is awake, or was that maybe in her dream? Because I put, he says, "Yes, it was Ios who saved her in the mist that one time." Or do we think it was her? Because I had assumed that whoever she saw in the mist that saved her, I thought that was like her reincarnation vision.
No, I think they said back in that book that it was Ios, because aren't they in the forest of Ios?
But I don't
Yes.
think it was a fact. I think
They
that
assumed.
but
they
it was
just
like
said, "Ios
assumed.
slumbers here." Must have been her that saved you.
Yes.
So,
yes.
but I was thinking that whoever that was that saved her is the same vision that she's seeing, like hitting the ground
Like
and
the
the arms
silver-haired
coming
woman?
up. Yes. But so if it was Ios that saved her there, does that make it Ios everywhere else? Or were these like two separate instances of like visions of seeing people? I'm not totally sure, because if it was Ios, it's kind of proving my reincarnation theory like wrong now, because I thought that that was her kind of like saving herself.
like saving herself.
Yes. And I put maybe Ios was trying to protect her for some reason, or in her slumber, like how he saw them get married. Ios saw in her sleep that this was happening and came back to save her. I have the quote that Nikto says, "You're so much like her." I said this must be referring to the consort, her great grandmother, right? Niktos is probably happy to find that Poppy is just as feisty as she is. And then I get to go into the primals, so you guys can.
You
jump
go,
in with your-
Kristen. Take her away.
So I just have like I'm trying to read it here. Like Niktos is the god of death, and the primal a god of common men and endings. Jeez Louise. That's hard to say. But she mentions that Jansen has so let me read it. He's the one that had mentioned that. And I was like, that can't be a throwaway comment that she thinks that she brings up that it's Jansen who mentioned that. So I'm wondering if like him or someone in like that camp of wherever the unseen or whatever they are, like them and the believers, if someone of like obviously they had been to Elysium, or they have knowledge of the gods
that's
that like
true.
we
Someone
didn't,
went to
because
Elysium, yeah.
That's how they're
because they had got the soil, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hmm.
did they go and get more knowledge about the gods, or how do they have this knowledge about the gods? Because they knew he was a primal god, and I don't think she knew before that.
I thought the reason that she brought up Jansen was because when she was in the carriage with him, he said, like, "No, you're so much more than you even realize." So I think that's her commenting back to being like, Jansen even knew that I had like primal blood in me. Primal, sorry.
So Niktos explains that he's a primal god, one that wasn't born in the mortal realm, which means that Poppy has primal blood in her, meaning that her mother could have just been mortal, and it wouldn't have changed who Poppy would have become.
Like how strong she was, right? 'Cause
Yes,
it was
she could
primal
still
blood.
be all powerful. Which means like Poppy's thinking like maybe the woman that raised me could actually be my
mom.
birth mother, because everyone was like, if she's mortal, there's no way she's my mom. But now
Yeah.
there's a door open for that, right?
And they mentioned there that she was born of the mortal world. So I think that was
Right.
also my thinking of like why she could be a god and be allowed to have her powers in the mortal world. But also, wouldn't it mean this goes along with your theory that Niktos is her dad? Because I'm thinking, okay, if Malek is her dad and also has primal blood, then why isn't he just as powerful? Because they've made a point to say that
Yep.
she's more powerful than him. Like there should be a lineage of very powerful primal blood, people. And there's
And
not.
if that were the case, like Queen Ileana, the good queen, would know because
Yes.
she was married to him. So like
Yes.
if he had this all worldly power, like it wouldn't have gone unnoticed.
I'm starting to get such a sketch feeling about Cass's parents. Honestly, the more things go on, I super don't trust her. And I'm starting to, I
Why?
don't know. I'm starting to worry with the way that this has ended, that Cass and everyone has been lied to more than we realize. And I really hope that doesn't happen.
I don't
But
think so. I hope not.
I don't know. Because she's the one that said this about Malek. And if that's all not true, it's almost like, why would she want them to think that? Unless she really thought that. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it, but we will see. I want to be proved wrong.
So the next is when she's asking for the help. Do you guys have anything before then?
I
Oh.
also like he's talking to her like a dad or grandpa, and it just made my heart happy.
I know.
It's like my heart.
Daddy Niktos.
Yes.
Daddy Niktos.
Daddy.
I'm just trying to skip through. my
So
notes
I
to
wrote an
see.
exact quote here, so bear with me. It's a little long, but she says, I need the aid of your guards. Niktos' brows rose. You know who my guards are? And she says, well, now I do. And I'm thinking, isn't that fucking obvious? There's a whole fucking dragon outside. But
Yeah.
okay.
Weird for him to say you know who they are.
Yeah,
what
like
do
he
you
was so
mean?
surprised. I'm like,
Maybe we're wrong
Hello.
and he has other guards.
maybe.
Yeah.
His head tilted and I cleared my throat. You are aware of what the Ascended are doing, right? They're using the Atlanteans to make more of them, and they're feeding upon innocent mortals. We need to stop them. I've learned that the Ascended have created something that I was told that only your guards can help us stop. Something called a revenant. The change that swept over the god was instant and final. The facade of ease vanished. Streaks of white bled across his irises, luminous and cracking. Everything about him hardened, and every instinct in me went on high alert. What? I ventured. Do you know what revenants are? A muscle ticked in his jaw, an abomination of life and death. He stood abruptly, eyes settling on a pearly shade of steel. What you face is a greater evil than should be. That should not be, and I ... I am very sorry that you will see what is to come. I'm like, well, that's not terrifying at all.
No.
So
I found it really interesting that he knew, because when they kind of first mentioned revenants, I initially thought like, is this something like the Ascendants have come up with? Like,
yes,
is this
like
something
made
new?
it. Yes.
But now that like he knows what they are they from the Dark Ages?
Well, he said that all the old primals, he had to help kill them because they were so terrible. They basically had to wipe them out, right? And he was
Mhm.
one of the only ones left. Maybe they had revenants. Maybe they, like, whatever was happening to make the world so terrible had that. And he's like, oh shit, they're back.
Yeah.
But it's
That's why
also
I wonder if
weird
they're
to
from the
me,
Dark Ages.
like, he didn't know. When she's like, oh, you know what the Ascended are doing? And he's like, yes. And then she's like, but the Revenant? It seemed surprised. Like, I'm like, I thought he knew
Yeah.
what they were doing. And then he seemed to not know that. But maybe
Like the full
it's-
extent of
yeah,
what they're doing.
Maybe he just
Yeah.
didn't realize. And I also thought, he didn't let them take the Draken anyways. But my thinking was, even if she did, would it lose its powers too? Like, would it just be
Oh.
like an animal?
But it's not a god.
not- That's true.
It's like a type of like Atlantean or Draken. Like
That's
it's
a
a
good point.
species, not a god.
That's a good point.
Because I doubt the Draken did that blood path.
Yeah, it would have
True.
had to. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good call.
Right.
Good call.
And this is when he makes the comment about the flesh and fire. He says, you were born of flesh with the fire of the gods in your blood. You are the bringer of life and a bringer of death. The queen of
Interesting.
flesh and fire. Oh, and then he made note here, and I even underlined it in my notes. So you are the queen of flesh and fire. Do more than one crown, one kingdom. What you seek, you already have.
I also
that again.
wondered about that quote.
Do
Yeah.
more. Read the whole thing.
Like DUE, like it's owed to you. You are the queen
Oh.
of flesh and fire. Do more than one crown, one kingdom. What you seek, you already have.
So I think this is when I was like, does she have the power to call upon his guards without his permission? Because he's like, you already have it. You don't need me. And I also wondered that more than one crown. Does this have anything to do with her being the second daughter? Because
So,
there's like the second daughter with two crowns.
Like you're saying one daughter of one realm and one daughter of another? Is that what
Or
you
just
mean?
like, I'm just like the second daughter too, and then more than one crown. So I just went two.
Oh, okay.
More than one kingdom, like multiple there. Like I'm wondering if the second daughter might have something to do with,
what
or
he
like the
means
two
by
crowns.
the two, yeah.
I wonder if they're linked, basically.
I just have a comment now on that. When he said you've always had the power in you, I assumed that just meant your power strong enough to beat the Revenant.
That's what I thought too.
But it's interesting though because he said what, you have the fire of all the gods? Like maybe the power is
You were born of flesh with the fire of the gods in your blood. You are the queen of flesh and fire.
and you've always had the power in you is what he
Yeah.
says too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So I put a little crock pot in here.
Let's hear it.
So going back to our previous theory / what was told to us in the book, that the evil queen is her grandmother, which I don't know about that. But I put, is he meaning that she has a blood right to both crowns, and all she has to do to stop it is to claim the second throne, which is why he's saying do more one crown more than one kingdom.
Interesting.
Like, is that what he's trying to tell her?
Maybe. I have a random crockpot theory that
me
just popped into
too.
my head, but
Me
you
too.
go first, Manda.
Well, no, you can go first if you want to. How crazy
No.
it would be if they're the same.
I doubt it.
1, 2, 3, go.
So, in what we've been told, if we assume the Melek, her dad, is true, it would make Niktos her grandfather, correct?
Yes.
And the
Well,
queen,
That's our theory. I don't think it specifically says who Malek's dad is.
Yeah.
I think we're assuming it's
It
I thought it
doesn't.
said that it was Niktos. That's just us? Because
I think
they all
that's
say
just
she
us.
has the blood of Niktos.
I think
It's a
that's just
fact that he's the
like
lineage.
descended
It's
from,
just
but we just don't know how close.
how far.
Malek
Okay, so it could be
was.
great. Okay, let's
yes.
for argument's sake, say it's great-grandfather or grandfather. And the queen says she's the grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and the consort is sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance that the queen is the consort? She doesn't have any powers because it's suppressed. That Niktos maybe doesn't even know that she's there because she's sleeping, and that is something that's happening right now. Like she is her grandmother, but maybe she's not good.
Like it's the same person, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if the grandmother is the consort?
I
Because
would
Niktos
assume
says
he
she's
checks on her?
sleeping indefinitely, or what? He didn't say indefinitely, but
Fretfully.
Fitfully.
fitfully.
I thought it was
Fitfully.
fretfully.
I looked.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I have no idea.
I did.
But
It's fitfully.
I don't know. I was just thinking, like, what are the chances that they're in? Because they said that there was the primal, and then there was the gods that went crazy, that are like the gods that they know, right?
Mhm.
Or no, the primals went crazy. So maybe the consort is a part of that, and they still want to do all this reckoning, and he doesn't even realize it, and he just loves her so much. He's like blinded by this, and she's actually the evil queen somehow.
Ooh, that would suck.
I know it's like a really far-fetched theory, but
He'd be.
Like, I would assume he like checks on her. That's how he knows she's sleeping fretfully or fitfully.
I mean, probably.
But like, maybe he just I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
okay.
just
I know it's grasping at straws
assuming.
theory, so just
What
let's
was
hear yours,
Kristen?
Mine's just very. I don't even know if it's like I don't even think I really believe it. But like,
It's okay.
my thought was, doesn't he say not born on mortal lands or something?
Yeah.
Born on
he
mortal.
does.
Yeah. This is getting into religion. All I can think of is like in like Christianity, you have like Mary the Virgin, and she bears Jesus, like she bears God's son. Like,
On mortal land.
what? Yes. So what if, like, maybe Poppy is a god? I don't know how that would work with our thought that she is
Maiden?
like Nikdos's
Oh,
Kid.
daughter. But like, what if she was, or like that she's older than she thinks? But what if she was born to someone like her actual mother on her like land? But like, there's some like godly power that like it wasn't.
like
It
the
was
god
Nikdos's
bless the
DNA.
Virgin
Mary?
Yes.
like
that
bless this
idea.
baby, kind of.
Yes. Not necessarily
be
bless the baby, but it is like Nikdos's daughter. But like she was
But through mortal
born-
means.
born via surrogate essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if I quite like that theory, but
Well,
like it just came
it's a
into my head.
theory.
I'm like, you know what?
It's a theory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's how our chapter ends. Is the do more than one crown? Yes, exactly.
That sums it up.
Sorry.
It's great.
So chapter 42 starts. It's days later, which I'm like, why does Jennifer always do this? Why?
Literally drives me nuts. I'm like, I want to
Same.
know, like, how did they get back? How did they go over the hole? Like,
Right?
It's funny because, like, I know last time I was like, like, I just assumed nothing, significant happened. This time I'm like, why?
you're like,
Like, how
okay.
did they get back? So I was on
Welcome
the
to
same
the
page
dark
as you.
side, Kristen.
Like, what did she tell them? What did they ask her? Like, what did he say? How did blah, blah, blah? Like,
Right?
Yes.
So chapter starts, it's days later, and Poppy is dwelling on what Nyktos has told her. You always had the power in you. She feels like she risked the lives of her friends for nothing, and that all they learned was that the Revenants are greater evil than even they knew. Not even Cass's parents could guess what that meant and how they could warrant such a warning. So yeah, I was like, really? We're just getting a summary, and she's walking around her room
Yeah.
stewing. I'm like, okay.
She's also like wondering about like her mom. And I was going back to wonder, like, if Poppy's mom is her like real mom, because they say that's a chance.
Yep.
And Ian might be a half sibling. Like, does that mean he also has like primo blood in him, or is it like just her?
I guess it
think-
depends on
Now
where
that
it
we
comes
know,
from.
now that we know that that is a possibility, but it's back on the table.
Right.
I need to know
You're
more.
saying there's a
right?
chance.
I know.
Yeah.
You're saying that?
I need to know more.
Well, they could
right
be
now.
yes, they could be related, and Ian not have power, and she does have power
Yes.
because they have different fathers, and obviously her power is coming from
Yes.
dad's side. We think her dad directly, but
I was
to
also
be
wondering, like, if maybe
determined.
Ian has some of that, even like a drop of that primo blood. Is that what made him like such a strong, like,
But
strong
crazy.
ascended? Yes.
Nyktos made it seem like it doesn't matter who your mom would be because you have primo blood, you have primo blood. Like,
Yes.
and we know for sure that it's her father that had the primo blood, correct? Because Nyktos said your mother could have had any blood,
Right.
right? He wasn't like your mother or father could have had any blood.
That's
Like,
true.
He didn't
Yeah.
say both. He said your mother doesn't matter what blood she has because your father had primo blood.
Like essentially saying it without saying it that it's her
yes,
father.
because why would he
that
just say
related
your
to him.
mother, not
Right. It's because
And
he's
as a
like,
god,
that's
he
my
would
daughter,
know,
B. I know who
right?
her dad is because it's
Right?
me.
right? Oh my gosh, so funny.
Katie playing Hercules over here.
Um,
God. Listeners,
So
flexing the guns.
my first note here is when she runs into Gregory. Does anyone have anything prior to that?
So I have a note here, and it is before, because I have a note about Gregory after, but that she's finally asking him questions now. So she must be talking to Cass.
So my first note says that Poppy finds out about the original plan had been for Malik to rule and Cass would be the head of the Atlantean armies, which is why he got to be so good at fighting.
Yes. So yeah, they're talking about that, and I'm like, she's finally asking and like learning about his past. Whereas like previously
Right?
we've seen like Cass like check in with her and like, are you okay? Is this like, but I feel like she's finally reciprocating.
Yes.
Yes. I made a note for
I really
Amanda
liked
later
it.
on, like, aren't you proud of her, Amanda? She's checking on him.
Yay. Yes.
I'll say it when we get there.
Yeah.
And then
All
I
right, do
think
you wanna
I
go into
also
your-
was like, I was thinking of Amanda. I'm like, I put late, and I think I was just late adding this thought. But I feel like all of what we've learned is meaning that she isn't reincarnated. But I put
Incarcerated?
I put that hilariously. But perhaps she has a connection to this other god somehow.
Mhm.
I don't remember
Maybe
what I
onto
was thinking because I was
something.
late when I was writing that note
It's
too.
okay.
Like, it is past my bedtime as I'm typing this.
Yes, literally.
All right, Amanda, do you want to go into your Gregory note?
So, yes. So I put right now, Poppy ran into Gregory in this woven that she is describing as oddly beautiful in the most beautiful thing she's ever seen type of way, but also in an oddly perfect way. Gregory is being very dismissive of Poppy, seems to like not be impressed with her at all, and is like, oh, I'm just looking for the king. So then I put here, I wonder if this is the woven that is the niece of Alistair that apparently Cass was
Oh, you
promised
called
to.
it.
Because
You were
she was
on
going
that.
on about how beautiful this woven is. I'm like, this has to be
Oh,
that
good
girl.
call.
I wanted to say this point first because I was like, I called that.
Yeah.
And then I put also, what did Gregory want? And I think to this point, they don't have that discussion with Cass, because it was
No.
very like ominous the way he was like, because she said, was there anything I can help you with? He's like, no, like thanks but no kind of thing, in a rude way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put, called that, whoop, it's Gianna.
My note is we meet Gianna, and of course she's a total hottie. Oh
Right.
boy, insert jealous Poppy here.
I was really wondering why he was with a Wolven. It's cleared up later, but I was like, it's really pinging my sus radar.
Yes.
And I'm really suspicious of Gianna because I still don't know. I'm still like, I know she's like, oh,
I'm
it
on
just
the fence better,
happened.
too.
But I'm still really on the fence. And I thought she was related to the one Kieran loved, was my thought. 'Cause she asks immediately for Kieran. I was like, is she a sister of the person Kieran loved?
Like before you found out she was Gianna, you mean?
Yes.
Well, she
Yeah.
still
Because
could
my next
be,
one is,
couldn't
oh
she?
shit, no, Gianna.
Well,
my
there
cheese.
it is.
Yes.
I also thought it was very, to me anyways, I felt like it was very unlike Poppy in the way that she threatened Gianna.
Oh, I was
saying
so
that
proud of her.
I would tear you apart if you still have feelings for him. To me, it seemed very out of character for her.
Okay,
Like-
I have a question because I was reading this part. How did it sound in the audiobook? Did she sound spicy? Because I read it as she was kidding. Like, oh, well, good, because I would have had to tear
No.
you limb from limb.
No, it was
I think that's how I read
really?
it too.
Yes, it was not joking. In the audiobook.
Really?
Yes. That's why I was like, this was really out of character for Poppy, and it's like it just seemed really weird to me. That's like a major
Oh,
note for me here.
interesting.
It
See, when I was
was
reading it, I thought it was like a
serious.
joke.
No, it was
Oh,
Yeah.
said serious in the audiobook. So I was
Funny.
like, that's out of character for her. Like,
I'm gonna have to go back
when
and
has
listen
she
to it.
ever been like a jealous, don't take my man type person? Like, I get it, and that you're heart bond and stuff, but it seemed really, out of character. And I was like, that's not the Poppy we
Interesting.
know. Like, that
It is
Poppy
out
we
of
know
character, yeah.
would like rip her limb from limb, but she wouldn't sit there and like it was very, what's that word? Like it exposed a weakness almost to her. Like it was very petty when it didn't need to be. Like she literally was like, I don't care about Cass, whatever. And I was waiting for Poppy to be like, all right, sick, and move on. And she's like, good, because if you did, this is what I would do. And I was like,
Really? Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to go
That's
back and
really
listen to that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I read it as, I think I read it the same as Katie. Like, I kind of read it as like, yeah, I'm serious, but like, I'm joking. Like,
Yeah.
I would do the thing, but like,
Oh,
it's
good,
like,
because I'd have to kill you.
yeah,
Like-
yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
Oh,
uh-uh.
interesting.
It was,
Okay.
this isn't Poppy, that's weird vibes.
Oh.
Um,
So Gianna tells her that her and her family had no idea what Alistair had planned and that they were all shocked and horrified when they found out what he had orchestrated. She apologizes to Poppy and Poppy tells her she has nothing to apologize for. If you didn't know what was going on, you're not guilty just for being related to someone.
I hope she's being sincere, like Gianna's being sincere there, but I'm still,
I don't
literally
believe
wrote,
her.
I'm probably sus for the
so
wrong
funny, I am
reasons. but I
0%
feel-
sus.
Oh,
I-
you're normally the sus one, Manda.
I want her to be genuine.
It's because she's
but
a
I don't
hottie. You
think
can't
she
trust a
is.
hottie. Can't trust a
Yeah,
hottie.
You're kind of right.
You can't.
Interesting.
Like, I
Nice
feel like
motherly
she-
queens, yes.
They're evil. Evil. Oh,
But I
don't
was
know.
proud
I
of her
don't
because
trust-
she straight up says to Gianna, she's like, "Okay, look, I'm gonna just address this elephant in the room. Like I knew you
yeah,
were."
that's
Yes.
huge for
Yes.
Poppy. I'm like, love
Yes.
that character development, love. And then all of a sudden, it was almost like I'm addressing this just so I can threaten you. Like at the end, I'm like, what?
Well, see, this is why I thought she was joking about it because, like, right before she says that, like, I have the quote. So like, because Gianna's like, "Oh gosh, like I wish you didn't know that Cass and I were supposed to get married," and Poppy says, "Quote, me too," I admitted Riley, and her lips formed a perfect oval shape, only because you're very beautiful and don't at all resemble a brat. I continued, and her mouth closed, and because I like you just. After just speaking with you for a few moments, and I would prefer not to like the person that my father-in-law wished his son had married, but here we are. Like it seemed very like
Yes.
jovial. I don't know.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
oh interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. And then she asks outright, like, do you have feelings for Cass? And she said, like, it would have been an honor to marry him, obviously, but like it was never like that between them.
Mhm.
And she adds that it always weirded her out that he was engaged to Shay first. And she says that she has no feelings for her husband, not before and definitely not now. And then that's when Poppy responds with, "Good, because I'd probably have to tear you apart limb for limb and then feed what remained of you to the hungry barats. Now, would you like
And
to
she
go and
even
find
says-
Kieran?"
Yeah, and even like she's like, I met her gaze smiling. So like when you were reading it, it kind of sounds like,
I don't know. That's not how
she's not
I
being like,
took it.
yes, I'd kill you limb for limb. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
can't
seemed
even do
very
that
like
seriously.
joking when I read it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe I misinterpreted
Well, I
the
mean,
way it was
Jennifer
said,
signs
but
off on the audiobook, right? So
Yeah.
if that's
I
how
took
it was
it
read,
as her being, like, I
Yeah.
was like, what's going on, Poppy? That's not like you.
huh?
That's very interesting.
Especially later on when Cass is talking about it with Kieran and he's like, yeah, she threatened her. Like, oh, because we told, like, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I'm like, I feel
Even
like
if it was a
that's,
joke, I would be like, oh, this is what
Yeah.
Poppy said, but
Yeah,
like, Cass is always like, I kind of want to kill him now because he looked at you.
yeah.
So, like, I kind of took it the same vibe.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I hope so. And that I was just not taking it that way. But I was like, whoa.
So after the threat, it changes to Cass, Poppy, and Kieran sitting at the table like before that meeting. And Poppy's like, yeah, so I met Gianna today, and he like spits out all his water. And he goes, what did you talk about? And she like goes over things, and Kieran goes, well, that's not all you talked about. And Poppy's like, I might have threatened to tear her limb from limb. And Cass goes, damn, I wish we weren't about to have this meeting because I really want to fuck you on this table right now.
Now, funny, but I did not like how Cass says that in front of Kieran as if it's like a normal thing to say in front of another person. I'm like, they're normalizing
I feel like it is for
that
them,
kind of stuff.
though.
I know, and I don't like that it's normal for them to say that in
It's like,
front
this
of
is
Kieran.
too familiar.
This is too familiar. No thank you joining. Hashtag team no joining is what I put in my notes.
Hashtag do not join.
Yes. No thank you. Too familiar.
I said no thank you.
Ugh.
Respect my boundaries, Jennifer. So Cass's parents enter the meeting and they start talking about their plan to meet with the Blood Crown. A small group is to travel with the king and queen, which for me was such a mindfuck. Like, no, that's Cass and Poppy. That's not Valen and Ileana or whatever. Because they always say king and queen like reference to the
Yes.
parents, but they're not the king and queen anymore. Anyway, little side story there. And then they said that the rest of the like crew, like it's going to be like a diversion. So their king and queen are going to travel with Delano and Kieran, and then they'll arrive by sea on Sven's boat, which is full of fake bottles of wine, which is actually water and horse pee. And I put ew. The convoy consisting of Hisa, Emil, Vanetta, and Lyra will leave in the morning and arrive through the eastern gates. Castile said they won't be expecting us from the sea. Not with the mist that comes off the Skotos mountains. As far as people know, the mountains continue into the sea, and that is where because that's what the mist leads them to believe. So Valen then asks, well, what if this is a trap? Like, how do you expect to get out without starting a war? And Poppy reiterates that they don't want to start a war because of the revenants. And the only way out is to cut the head off the snake and destroy the Blood Crown in its entirety. Poppy believes that she can do that. The exact quote is, as the chapter ends, we destroy the Blood Crown in its entirety, and I ... I can do that.
My note was, she plans to murder the queen that she once loved? Growth.
You know what? You're right. Because every time she's like, hard to believe that this lady's evil. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, I'll murder her.
I'm like,
Dead.
look,
She did.
Kristen's so
good
proud.
on you, Poppy. I was really proud. I almost I was typing on my laptop, so I don't have emojis handy. I was like, I want the smiley face emoji, like that proud, like tears in the eyes.
Do it like we did in the early
Emoji.
2000s and do a colon in a bracket.
Listen, it was late at night. I wasn't thinking like that.
All right. So chapter 43. Chapter starts and they are on the boat and Poppy is feeling very seasick. She is leaning over the edge and Kieran says, please don't vomit. She glares at him and says, I cannot make that promise. To which he replies, well, if you do, please aim over the railing. And then she comes back with, I'll make sure I aim for your face.
I laughed. I LOL'd. It was great.
Oh, so good.
Okay, so I put a note here that after the whole seasick comment, Kieran says, you just need a good distraction. And I'm like, oh God, I don't like this.
Why Kieran? Why Kieran bringing that up?
Yeah. And then Cass steps in like a white knight and he goes, I'm good at distractions. And I'm like, yeah, you are, king.
I was really worried because then he's like, I brought the book. And I'm like, oh God, please don't tell me they're about to read the scene with the
Oh, didn't even think of that, but I totally understand your concern.
I was like,
At first, when he brought up the book, I'm like, God damn it, Cass. Are we really going to do this right now? Like, right now. But then they started reading it. I'm like, no, okay, this is okay. I like this.
I feel like I was kind of like, I don't need a sex scene right now.
Me too. My first note, am I the
You
only
guys
one that...
didn't like the sex scene?
It's not that I didn't
No.
like it, but like I was just
yeah.
like, get on with it. I need to know more of the storyline right now. Like I
Yes.
was so
Yes.
like, I really want to know what happens when they get there. Like I was like, okay, but like right now, like come on,
And I
move
was
it
like,
along.
bang,
I'm like,
bang.
I feel like if I was seasick, the last thing I
Same.
want would
I'd
be
be like,
sex
don't
too.
touch
I'd be too
me.
nauseous.
I get car sick, and I'm just like, nobody touch me, nobody talk to me, nobody think about anything in my direction. I don't
Yeah.
feel good.
But he was trying to distract her.
It came from a place of love, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
But I was like, come on, storyline, let's go. We're getting into it.
yes.
Well, I appreciated the break in the action for some action, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, I get what you're saying. What is it? Putting down what you're picking up, or something like that.
Other way around,
Putting
friend.
down. I'm
Picking
picking up
up.
what you're putting down.
Duh.
So afterwards, Poppy and Cass are cuddling, and Poppy can sense sorrow from him. So this is what I made my note to you, Amanda, because she asks what's wrong, and he tries to say nothing, but she says, I can feel it. So he admits that when she says, which I don't think is what he was actually sad at to begin with, because like he's like, oh, it's nothing, and she's like, Cass, and then he's like, can I tell you something? And he goes off about like how when she says Cass, it reminds him that he's not a thing. Like when he was captured, he had no control over his body or his mind, and he would sometimes forget that he was a person, because the Ascended would treat him like a thing. And even after he escaped, his mind would still be brought back there. And hearing someone say Cass would always bring him back. And then Poppy tells him that he is everything to her and that he is never a thing and never will be. He pins her down and says he loves her. And then I said, Manda, were you happy that she asked about his feelings for once?
Yes, I was. But I felt genuine in his like reason he was
Yeah.
sad though.
I'm not saying he's not sad about that, because obviously
But
that's
you
very
think there
haunting.
was something else
Something
going
else.
on that he didn't want to
Yeah.
say in that moment.
Because it seemed kind of like she's laying there and he's behind her, and she's like sensing sorrow coming off of him, and she turns around and faces him and is like, what's wrong? And he's like, nothing. And she's like, no, like I feel it, like what's wrong? And he's like, it's kind of rude to like just feel, like he doesn't say rude,
yes,
but like
I know what you mean.
along that line.
Yeah.
And she goes, Cass. And then he's like, you know what? When you say Cass, blah, blah, blah. And he like goes off on a side
Oh, so
quest.
it was almost like a deflection of answer,
Yeah.
like you were thinking.
Like not that
Interesting.
he's not bothered by that, because
Yes.
clearly he
Yes.
is, but I don't think that's what she was initially picking up on.
It was like deflection, and here I am going to open up to you about something
yes.
as well.
Yes. Like
I
I don't
feel
think
like-
he was intentionally like, I'm not telling you what I was thinking, but I don't know. I felt like it was dropped and never came back to.
hmm I feel like that whole like I wasn't in control. I feel like that also like getting that more of a backstory from him, kind of gives him when he's saying to her and Poppy, I'm totally in control. Like I feel like it gives it a whole new meaning.
Like
he
hearing
was
about
thinking
how he
about
was
it
captured,
then,
even like he's reminding
Or just like
himself
that, or
he's in
just like
control.
just how much control he knows he has over himself, knowing
Compared
what he's
to-
been like
yeah.
completely out of control, right?
And he was able to come back from that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have a couple notes here, Katie.
I have one before too, I
Me
think.
too. Mine are not spicy related, but kind of.
Okay.
I
yes,
just
go ahead.
put that I thought it was really funny that Cass said, "You don't know how badly I want to hear you say the word cock." Regarding the diary, he's like, please
Yes.
read it. And I thought that
Yes.
was funny. As much as I was like, oh, spice, like I would rather just get into the book right now. I was like, okay, that's funny.
And I loved as she's reading it, it's like, and like in the book, it goes like, and it glistens his ... cock. Like she's trying really hard not to say it.
Yes, I found it
You
quite
know-
comical.
Yeah, it
You know
was.
what's really, really funny? This is like this is some Kristen lore here for you all.
Oh God, we're gonna get
So-
into it.
Yes, so when my friends and I were in, we would have been in grade school.
Oh
So we were in
God.
grade 8. We're in
Where's
grade
this
8.
going?
We're
We
gonna
used
find
to
out.
write stories. So my friends and I all used to write. We used to
About
always used to have
cocks?
our own.
I
No, no, no,
hope
no,
so.
no, no, no. Dot.
I also
Dot.
thought this was cock related.
I'm like, you were
I
how old? No.
literally thought this was
No.
going in a direction.
Dot.
Okay. You should probably should have started
Um,
with that, but okay, continue.
Apologies, friends. Apologies. So we're all like we're in grade school and we would write our own stories. So like we all had our own notebooks and we'd write stories and like we'd read grit. Like I'd go over my friends for grammar and spelling and like they'd all do the same for me. And so like sometimes we'd write stories and be like they'd go to have sex and we would just literally put and then they ... and that was the end of the sentence.
And that was your
And the
like
3
secret
dots?
code knew
Yes.
that
3 dots meant they were having a sex.
that's
And we never described it. Then we would completely move
so
to the next. Like if we did that, it would like move on
Fade
to the
to
next thing.
black.
And you probably felt too at that age like we're so badass that we were like insinuating this. I know that's how I would think if I was that.
Dot.
I'm
And
gonna
it was
be like,
3 dots because sex is 3 letters.
oh, that is so
And the third
funny.
base.
Right? So symbolic. So symbolic.
So every
That's
time I
really
see ...
funny.
I
You
think
think of
of
that?
the stories that we
Bang,
wrote.
bang, bangity bang.
Yes, precisely.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I love that,
That's really
Kristen Lore.
funny. Mandy, you said you had a note too, right?
Pardon me?
Oh no, you already said your note.
I have
sorry.
one more. It's just a note for you, Katie, that while they were in the midst of their coitus, like, what word can I say here?
Dot.
While they were dotting, there is a description here that there was a citrus and snow
Ugh.
scent of how his blood tasted.
Yes,
And
I read that too. I'm like, snow is literally frozen water. What do you mean?
And even if it was a scent, you're scenting how something tastes too. So I thought that was really
those are
funny.
two different fucking senses.
And it's snow. Like it feels as cold as snow. Got it. The scent of citrus and
That's
snow.
funny.
Yeah. So you're having lemon water. That's what you're telling me. He tastes like lemon water.
Oh.
Ah.
I have one note before, just like literally 2 sentences almost before that. She drinks Cass's blood, and I'm like, why is she like? She seems to be taking it very easily. Like she hasn't, as far as we know, had his blood since she first awoken, and she hasn't craved it. And I feel like she's kind of like, oh, I wonder if that'll happen again. And I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah, they're like never.
she seems to like take it so like easily. Like, yes, I'm going to drink your blood. That's fine. That's great. Almost like a vampire, like an ascended would.
like just
we
not
kind
even
of
questioning
know
it kind
she's
of
not
thing.
that. Yeah. And so I'm like
That's
we know this
interesting.
is like, do we
'Cause she's
know that's
deity.
something that gods don't do or deities don't do?
Yeah,
So,
it
like,
was
what-
commented on that Valen didn't believe that they ever needed to. Like he didn't ever
Yes.
remember them needing to.
So I'm like,
Huh.
does it have something to do with what Cass did to her?
See, I
That
read it
she's
as it was
just
like
fine accepting this blood.
I read it
I
as
need
like
to
a
know
turn
more.
on. Like
Like we're
like-
doing this for the erotica, not
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the
Like-
hunger.
she's turned
Mm.
on because he's drinking from her, so she's returning the favor, kind of
I
thing.
mean, that's probably what it is.
You scratch
but I
my
was
back,
like,
I scratch yours, kind of deal.
I
You
was
suck my
just
blood, I suck yours.
curious if
Yeah.
there's more there.
Suck it.
But it is interesting because it literally hasn't spoken about that at all.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
understand how a deity or like how does that work? Like is it needed, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
needed, just sexual?
I
at
need to
this
know more.
point?
Yeah, I
Dot,
read it
dot,
as a
dot.
turn on, but that might have just been the way I was reading it.
No, I mean, it happens during sex, so it very well could be. That probably makes more sense.
They were turned on.
Yep, they were cranked
were
up.
turnt.
baby. So afterwards, like it basically skips to them disembarking the boat. Do you guys have anything before then?
Just one note about disembarking, so have at her.
Okay, so take her away, Amanda.
Oh, it's really nothing to do with the boat thing either. It was just, I think this is the first time that they give confirmation that the rise is in fact a man-made structure.
Oh, I
Because it
didn't pick up on that.
describes-
What did
I
they
about
don't
say?
it.
either.
It describes it being made out of limestone and something else. I forget
Oh,
what.
I did not pick up on that.
I mean, maybe that's not man-made, but I sounded like it from the way she described it.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe I was just picturing it's not in fact man-made. But yeah, I was like, oh, confirmation, man-made.
I just thought it was really, Perry and Delano was really cute.
Oh,
Before it
that's
ends.
right.
I'm like,
Yes, I did
oh,
have a note on that too.
They're
Yes.
cute.
So they're getting dressed in street clothes to try and blend with the people of Solis. and Poppy and Cass tell Perry that as soon as his crates are emptied from the ship, he is to leave immediately. Perry asks them to watch over Delano, as sometimes he is a little too brave. And then we find out that Perry and Delano have been in an on and off again relationship, and Poppy goes, "I like them. They're cute."
I thought it was cute. I even went to find the emoji this time.
You're like, this is worth
It was
my
worth
search.
This was worth the effort at this point.
I put, why do I have a bad feeling Delano's not going to make it?
Right, whenever
I
they
don't
like
wanna
make
think about
a
it.
comment like that, of make sure
Yep.
that they're safe. It's like, don't even say that.
Yep, don't
now.
speak that into the universe. No.
Yes.
Don't
Oh my
like it.
gosh.
No, thank you.
No. Any more thoughts before
That's all I
close
got.
us out?
That's all I got.
All right. So at the end of this chapter, they get off the ship. Poppy notices more guards than normal standing on the battlements, perched in their nests like birds of prey. So much more than a normal day. But then she thinks to herself, this is not a normal day because the blood crown is within those walls.
Dun, dun,
Right?
dun.
Ominous.
I feel like we went a whole podcast without making that sound. One of us always
I
makes
know.
that sound.
That
I
was at
know.
least impressive for us.
I was just thinking, have we made that yet?
No, we haven't.
Shocked.
I know.
All right, chapter 44, the last one.
The best one, too.
The
Yes,
doozy.
honestly. So it starts off with Perry pretending like Cass and Poppy, they're all
That
his
part was
staff.
so funny.
Yeah, and he's like, get a move on, you lazy bastards.
I was like, whoa, okay.
So like Delano was like, that's a little too much, and they all take a crate and they leave past the guards.
Don't
And
be
Cass uses his
suspicious.
cons-
Don't be
Yeah.
suspicious.
Cass uses his compulsion, which is my first note. I'm like, you know what? It's been so
Same.
long since he's used that. I kind
Yes.
of forgot.
I
don't
know.
think he's ever used, like, maybe he has, but I put a note here that it's weird to see him use compulsion because I don't think he's ever used it in front of Poppy yet, like to our knowing.
We kind of suspected he might have used it on Poppy, or I did
yes,
at least.
on her. That's right. That
to get her
first
to
time,
drink when he was
that
trying to save
is
her.
right.
Yes.
Actually, good call.
Yeah, that's
I
how
just-
she finds out about it.
I feel like
Yes.
there's so many other scenarios between then and now that I'm thinking, man, that would have been really handy. Like,
Right.
why are
Yeah.
you whipping that
I
out
think,
now?
honestly, my theory on it is because who he is saying it to is a person of Solis, not a person of Atlantia. I don't think he likes to use it on his own people, right?
That makes
That
sense.
is such a good
Yep.
call, actually.
That was my
Yep.
thought.
I forgot he had that power.
I know, right?
You were like, oh, yeah.
But yeah, he uses it because I think it's insinuated that the guy that's overseeing like the
Was gonna
shipyard or whatever
question him,
is
Yeah,
like
he's like, what
onto
are you
them.
guys doing? Like,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing? And he goes, "Shut up! Be quiet! You're gonna
Yeah.
stand there and let us load our shit, and you're not gonna say a thing." And he's like, "Yes,
Yep.
sir." And he goes like,
yes,
a
that's
robot.
exactly what I'll do.
Yeah,
Capitan.
yeah. So they start making their way into the city, and Poppy notices that the rise has like fissures in it that she doesn't remember seeing before, and she wonders what could have caused that kind of damage. And then we find out because Cass
I
stops-
wondered on that if it was like the waking of a god, like because I know the one
Ooh.
god rests in Solis, or we
You're
suspect
right.
they
Someone
did.
does rest there. Who
Isn't
is
it
it?
So I
Penelope?
wondered if it was a god
Who is it,
waking,
Nina?
and that's
I
why
thought-
it's cracking.
I thought it was Penelope. No? And it was like, oh, she lives, she
Like
rests.
her
where-
namesake one?
Yeah, I thought so for some reason.
I don't remember.
Ooh, I don't remember either.
But good.
But
scared to
then they
Google
say
it.
Malik is under the blood forest too. Not that that's
Yeah.
a god awakening, but like I wondered if it was
Hmm.
a god awakening and that's why it's cracking.
There is someone that's underneath
Yes.
Solis, though.
Yeah,
I think you
can't
might be
remember
right,
who.
man. I think it is Penelope. Interesting.
Or is it just say straight Poppy.
Cass saves the little boy from running out in front of the carriage, and like he's like, "Oh, thank you," and he's like, "Well, you can thank me by telling me what the heck happened to the rise."
Mhm.
And he says that it was what sounds like an earthquake caused by angry gods, and he said it happened about a month ago, and he's like dumbfounded why Cass doesn't know that. So what happened a month ago?
I know. I
Like,
was
what
just thinking to
in our storyline?
myself, but like it's not very storyline because, for example,
True.
they went to Elysium. Oh, now we're back. How long has it been? We don't know.
True.
Like, that's
Yeah.
a problem.
It's
Is
hard.
that
I
we
was
don't
trying
know.
to think about that too.
like how
Like,
to
what would
drive
have happened?
timeline.
Unless it was when Poppy got hurt, because wasn't there something that happened?
I mean, when she was ascended, that like
No,
like,
not
that,
when she was ascended. Like when they tried to kill her.
That's the
Like
same time.
in the bone shackles? That was the only other time
Like, do you
I
mean
think that
before
she
she
was...
came
No,
to
when
her
they
power?
stoned her. When they stoned her.
Oh, like when the blood tree came?
Oh,
Yes.
in the
blood
temple
dropping on
and
Because
all
didn't the
that.
Wolven feel something too at that same time?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was when
can't
the
remember.
She called to
call-
them unknowingly,
Yeah.
basically.
the
Yes.
Maya Lisa. That's when they found out who she was at the end of book 2.
Yeah.
See, my theory went to like how the world has kind of responded to things. Like when Poppy was ascended, wasn't actually ascended, but like the gods, there was like a whatever, and I thought maybe that was the moment the Revenant was created, and it was also like an omen from the gods.
Like, you think a
that-
month ago the Revenant was created?
Possibly. Because Ian just says we have this Revenant, and maybe the moment that was a thing, the gods like beckoned their disapproval. I don't know, by shaking shit up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I just
it's been longer than a month since Poppy's left, right? Like, I was thinking it's not anything to do with that.
I don't know. I
it's
feel
hard to
like
say 'cause
yes,
it's like
but...
it kind of seems like it's been a few days since like they got back from Elysium, so like maybe there's a week. Like it takes I would imagine it takes a few days to travel to
Right.
Evamon or wherever they were. So like it slowly adds up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard. Like you don't have like a month ago. This is where we were. Like it's hard.
Right.
It'd be
It
interesting
seems
to try and write all
forever.
that out.
Yes, like it seems like it's been 17 years because like also how
Yes.
long it's taking us to read through it too, right? And we stop. Like so it's like I don't know.
Yeah, for us it's been like 8 months.
Yeah. But even think about the time she left Solis. It was however many days through the Blood Forest, and like there's
Right.
been
Yes.
there's so much traveling that has happened here. Like I don't know.
That's true. So they come up to a spot in the rise that has tunnels leading directly to where like where they're trying to sneak in or whatever. And from my understanding, it's hidden by some brambles and branches. Am I understanding that
Yeah,
correctly?
I think so.
And Cass said that the Ascended were never known for spending much money on upkeeping their castles, which is why these tunnels still exist, because they were
Very
there
naive.
like before the
Yes.
Ascended were.
Yeah.
And
My first thought is I'm like, before they even go into the tunnels, I have a bad feeling. I think the brown. What if the Blood Crown knows they're coming?
oh, so you called
I
it.
was
I was
getting
caught onto
sketch
it. I'm like,
feelings too about it. Especially when he's like,
I-
here's this tunnel that they just don't cover up because they're so stupid. It's like,
I know, and even Delano's like, I'm
Okay.
feeling very uneasy about this. Like, why is no one guarding
Yeah.
these tunnels?
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what if there's still a mole in their group, and that's how like the Blood Crown knows exactly how they were
Oh, I
coming.
forgot about
like,
the mole. Yeah.
and I was trying to think about who it might be, and it made me sad. My thoughts were Delano or Perry, and they're doing it to try and save the other.
oh,
I don't like that.
that would be sad.
I know. I
thank
don't
you.
love it. I don't.
Thank
love it.
you, Kristen. No, thank you.
So I had another random thought here, and it seems like the Ascended is really like in the know of things. Like, right? They obviously know about Poppy's blood, and Malek will say if we believe that's true, but they know shit that we don't even realize that they know. Do you think that they possibly could know that the gods have made this blood agreement? Because obviously they made it with mortals, so there's some mortals somewhere that know that the gods can't interfere,
Come
right? And
come to their land. you mean?
Yes, and maybe the Ascended know this, and that's why they're playing God to their people, saying what the gods are saying and what the gods are thinking, because they know that there's nothing the gods can even really do about it, unless they just show up basically as a mortal, being like, "That's not true. I'm a god," but then they wouldn't have like the power. And maybe
Right, to
they
prove
know
it.
they can bring this Revenant, and that there's no power of a god that can come stop it now. And
Oh, interesting.
So you're saying a mortal would have told like the Ascended at some point about the Blood Pact?
Or like they would just
possibly,
know
or
about it.
or they
because it's
know
been
because
passed.
mortals made the blood pact with.
But they'd all be
the-
dead.
Yeah, but you think they didn't tell anyone? Like,
Like knowledge,
it's got to
like
be
passed
So that's
somewhere.
what I'm
like-
saying. Yeah,
but
that's what I'm
yes,
saying. You
not-
think that knowledge was passed down?
Yes, not like one that's alive now knows, or it could have been a mortal that was ascended, like
Yeah. that too.
arguably that was maybe a.
Yeah.
I guess they probably weren't around at the time, because that would have meant that when Isbeth was ascended,
Yeah.
they would have had to been there when that pact was made,
Yeah.
and it seems like that was like way before
Yeah,
then.
before then.
But
Yeah.
at least maybe knowledge has been passed down, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, it was just kind of a random thought
That
there.
isn't. Yeah. If the Ascended used that knowledge, though, they. Yeah.
My next note is when they come up to the cat. Do you guys have anything before then?
Same.
Me too. I just have the caged cat.
I
Um,
have like Go ahead, Katie.
No, you go. You go for it.
I just put like the cave cat what? And I said it's watching Poppy. I said it knows something. And I said maybe we're onto something. The way the ether is humming in her chest.
It's like calling
the
towards
cat
her.
is watching Pop. Yeah.
So I put so they come across the room with the cage. It has a feline inside of it, and I said it's like the one that Poppy remembers from her past. It is described as having intelligent green eyes. And then I put, doesn't Poppy have green eyes? I think there might be something to your theory, Amanda, about this being like a sister or something. Because remember, I think it was you, Amanda, wasn't it, that had that theory?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I don't like after my new theory isn't that.
Yeah,
but
I
don't
know.
think my
I
new
think
theory's
it's
right.
more that she's Nyktos' kid. Which I mean, I guess
But
could still be.
Nyktos had 2 kids and they were cats. So
Yes,
she could
but
be one, cat could be the
I
other.
think we were under the impression they were both female because of the second daughter thing. But like this cat is a male. Is it ever said that he has 2 daughters, or is it said that he
2
has
children.
Because
I thought it could
2
possibly
children,
be
I
Ian.
think.
Like
Yeah.
it, and she's.
Interesting.
I think the second daughter terminology is more like the second generation. I think we kind of determined, just like how Castiel's the second son, kind of like well, I guess that's different generation. That's actually second son, but there could be where second daughter doesn't mean because there's 2 daughters. It could mean because
Yeah.
it's like the generations down
Yeah.
from like the bloodline. So did
Or
you
even,
guys
like, just-
have? Go ahead.
Even if we think like she was the first maiden, but it's the same person, like
Yeah.
the second kind of coming of
that.
like that whole storyline.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you have any more theories on this cat at all?
I
Like,
do.
Okay, what's your theory? Let's hear.
I also kind of like it kind of as we find out it's a shifter. That's where my next one is. Do you have
Okay.
anything before
I
that?
have one thing before
ahead.
it actually shifts.
Go ahead.
And it's just making note on as it's shuddering or whatever, there's a silvery light that's coming from it. I'm like,
Ooh, I think I missed
that's
that.
how Poppy's power is described, as a
Yes.
silvery light.
Yeah.
So I made note of that. But anyway,
Interesting.
what were you going to say, Kristen?
As I think before it actually fully shifts, like it's just like splitting and cracking. I'm like, is it a shifter? And I was like, is it possibly her mom? And because I think we could assume that Poppy saw the cat before or after like her mom died,
Yeah.
immediately foiled. And I was like, oh, maybe it's her dad though.
Oh,
I was like, is there some connection? Like, because it was like her
like the
chest,
one that
something in her
raised
chest.
her dad.
Yes, something in her chest seemed to like recognize this being. I mean, it could also be a sibling. If I kind of forgot about that theory as well. But I'm wondering if that cat is related to her somehow.
I think so. I definitely think so, because the way that and
Just the way it reacts.
And Poppy is always saying like, "Oh, I wish I could change into an animal." Like,
Yes.
and then someone that it could very well be related
And
to
the
her is
green eyes
shifting.
too.
In the green eyes, yeah, and the silvery light when it shifts.
Yes. I caught on to that.
So
Yeah.
Poppy goes into thinking this. I immediately thought, this is my exact words. Holy motherfuck, is that Malek? Why are none of them thinking this is King Malek? He literally is supposed to be Poppy's dad. He has the exact same color hair as her. And wasn't he one of Nyktos' children? And his children are cats. And then I put, like, Poppy is smart because because I thought I was right. I'm like, she's so smart. She also thinks it's Malek now. But when she brings that up to Cass, he kind of says, like, no, like, he couldn't shift. But a part of me is wondering, I think it's Malek still. And I think because it was really quickly like shut down, and I feel like we're led to believe that it's not Malek, because if like the theory is that he's being like forced into creating children for them, like why wouldn't he be caged? Maybe he's not actually a shifter and they're forcing him into this form. I mean, they all have crazy powers. Maybe somebody has a power that's forcing him to be that way.
Yeah.
And then the second Poppy puts her hands on him, it's curing him of that, like
Whatever
whatever
her healing powers.
Yes,
Yes.
like whatever it is that's like keeping him like that. And it's in the isn't it not in the bones? Like that's what the cage is made out of.
Yes.
Was
Yes.
the like
Yeah,
whatever
the deity
and that's-
bones or whatever.
He's a deity, is he not? Like he was put in deity
Interesting.
shackles
Mhm.
to be left for dead. Says, no, what the heck is her name? Eliana or whatever the good.
The evil queen.
Well, the good queen put Malek in the shackles,
Yes.
right? Because she wanted him to go
when
die.
she put him in the entombed him
yeah,
or
under the
whatever.
ground or wherever.
But
yes,
he's not now where he
Correct.
was. Like they're assuming the ascended.
correct, and that's where they are
Saved him.
now with the
Yeah, yeah.
ascended. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
like I 100% think this is Malek right now,
Interesting.
and that or they bred this cat for some whatever. But it's because I don't know. I think it's Malek. That's my.
I mean, I definitely think there's a relation somehow.
Yes. I do too.
Or maybe it's Ian, and this ascended isn't Ian. But then she would have known it was Ian. Never mind. It shifted
She
to
would've-
human.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated because the second she lifted her hands off, it shifted back. And I'm like, just put your hands on it one more time. Like, they're not even giving like a second to like ask it anything. They're just like, we got to go. Like,
I know.
we'll come back from it. And I'm like,
We got a dip. Let's go.
ugh.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
I think before like we even meet that figure, I'm also questioning. I'm like, do you think we'll see Tawny again?
Oh,
I
you
love
are on it
that.
this section. Look at
I
you
know.
go.
I felt really proud
Didn't
of
even
myself
consider
on
Tawny.
a lot of these things.
Damn.
I'm like,
I know
yes.
Tawny was like a total plot twist for me. I did not see that coming.
And
Look at
she
you go.
was not ascended. And the queen, I thought it was the
I have
queen,
thoughts on that.
told her.
Wasn't it the Duchess?
It was either the Duchess or the Queen. It was whenever they said to her, "You're my granddaughter" or whatever. She was
I think it's
told
the Duchess is the one that says
that
that.
Tawny was ascended. I'm
Yes.
like, why was she lied to if they wanted to take Poppy and then she would have seen that it was a lie? But I'd love
I
to
have
hear
thoughts.
your theory.
I have thoughts. I'll get to it.
Do you think
I'm
she's
gonna
been
save it.
unascended? Oh, I'm like, there's
I got
hope for
thoughts.
Ian? Okay.
I got thoughts. I got thoughts.
I
Katie's
already
like,
think I know your thoughts,
"Wait."
and I'm not happy about it if I'm right as to what your thought is. Damn it.
Do we want to just get into it?
Yes.
I think she's
I
a
feel like
revenant.
That Tawny is? Oh my
Yep.
God, I just got goosebumps again.
Because the
Oh,
revenant is
no.
more powerful than
You think
the
Tawny
ascendant.
is?
Yes. I think that they have the power to hide whatever the hell has happened to them. So she still appears as mortal, but I don't think she is. I just don't think she is. I think she's a revenant, and that's why they're allowing her to see her.
I feel very naive because I'm like, I just assumed the Duchess lied, but I'm like, why did she lie? And I thought Tawny and Ian were working together.
So do you think that Tawny is a revenant, but she's good, and the Ascended
I
are
don't
trying to
believe
use
Tawny
her?
is bad. I don't believe she's bad. But I think that this revenant is like a mad science experiment.
Gone
that,
wrong kind of thing. Not gone
Yes.
wrong. I guess gone
Not
right
gone
for
wrong,
the Ascended,
but like just it's a mad science experiment trying to make this revenant, because clearly
to
they've
breed
existed
something.
before.
Yeah.
And I think she was one of the test dummies for it.
So maybe she has been ascended into this
Yep.
revenant or whatever. Oh, wow. See, there was nothing in me that was thinking that it could be like, it could look human. I was imagining this like big bad monster form.
Well, can I give a reason why I think
sure.
this? So before we meet Tawny, we come up to this woman that
Like way in the
Yeah.
past, you're saying? Like before
No,
we
no.
meet Tawny, like
no,
just in this
like
chapter.
in this chapter. They
Okay,
come
yes.
up to
Oh,
they come into
yes.
another room after they leave the cat, because Cass is like, "Okay, we got to leave the cat. We'll bargain for the cat's freedom when we make this deal. Like we got to go."
Yes, yes.
So they leave, they go into another room, and there's a lady wearing a mask. And she says, "Hello, we've been waiting for you." And Poppy immediately thinks, "Oh, she must be a handmaiden, because like she's sensing feelings from her. She's not
Ascended.
sensing like with an ascended where she can't sense anything."
Yes.
And she's also covered in shadowstone weapons. And my first note on her, like before we've even met Tawny, I said, "Do we think she's one of the Revenant?" Because I don't know.
She's
My mind
different,
was-
and like you're saying, this
Yes.
girl that they met.
yes,
there's something
is
with her.
clearly not normal
not
ascended,
normal, and
Yes.
not
Yes.
mortal. Like
because Poppy can sense her. And my immediate thought with her is like she's clearly, because like she runs really fast, like she's stronger than Delano.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
like she's
something
clearly
weird.
not a normal mortal person.
yes,
And she's
Mhm.
clearly not ascended, because Poppy would have known that. So I'm like, is she a revenant? And then we meet Tawny, and I'm like, she's describing Tawny as normal, but I don't
Oh
think
my
she's going to be
gosh.
mortal. Like, I think
how terrible. I'm like, I want to cry right now because
Yep.
what better way to ensure that Poppy, if they know what Poppy is and what Poppy is capable of, they would think, okay, she can defeat the Revenant. Will she do that if it's her best friend? Will she
Yep.
murder her best
That's
friend
actually genius
that
on
has
their part.
not chosen to do this, that doesn't want to do bad? And maybe
Yep.
she switches into this revenant and it's not, and then she's out of control and then Tawny's not there. But then when she's not that, she's still Tawny.
Yep.
And like now morally, what do you do, Poppy?
Yep.
You know what?
I'm
This
so
just
sad.
that whole conversation. I don't think you've read the books, Katie. You have House of Night vibes.
Oh, I read House of Night.
Yeah, but
That's what she
you know,
said.
after
She
the
said
second book. Yes.
she said I haven't,
It's
but
that-
you have.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were saying me. I'm like, yes, I did.
No. Yes, because we just talked about it. But
Yes. That's what I was
that
thinking. I'm like,
whole-
dude, we just talked about that this weekend.
she's like evil but doesn't want to be evil. It's getting that. I don't want to like spoil it, but it's giving those vibes. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, my
do.
thoughts, I didn't think this until like just now, but when you're like, oh, I have a thought on Tawny, then I thought to myself, what if that's not Tawny and that was just a
Like a
changeling?
shapeshifter?
Yeah, pretending, just like how
Oh.
Jansen and Beckett, like they could be
Could be.
just trying to make her feel
That's
like it's
also
Tawny.
possible.
I don't know. I feel like I'd rather that than her be the Revenant at this
I
point.
know.
Yeah,
but-
honestly.
Oh God, I did not. I was just like weird that she's not ascended, and like why
Yeah.
would they lie
See,
about
I was
it, but
like, my note is, where is it?
it's a new
I
era of
said,
ascension.
oh, where was it? Okay. I said, Poppy seems relieved that Tawny is not ascended, but I think this is bad. And I put, what if she's a revenant? What if that's why she's not ascended?
You know what? Onto your that this masked person is a revenant.
Mhm.
Her eyes are leached of color. And I
Ooh.
question, even here, I'm like, is it a sign that she's lost a part of herself somehow? Because her eyes have lost color.
Oh.
Because I was questioning, like, what is up with like her? Because she overpowered Delano and Cass. But I wondered if so Poppy says like she could feel thick mental walls. I'm like, maybe that helps with Cass because she can block out that with the
Mhm.
wall because it's speaking. But that doesn't explain why she can overpower Delano.
Right.
But if she is revenant and that leached eye color is a sign of that.
And
I didn't think about. I wondered what the eyes, but it fits with your theory.
Yeah. And it makes a note. Oh, frick. I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Was it about
No.
Tawny?
It was when you were saying that made me think of it. Now I already lost it.
Why was she
Um,
wearing the mask? Was it covering her full face?
I think just her eyes. I envisioned
The
like an eye
mask looked like
like a
wings of
masquerade.
prey across the olive skin.
Yeah,
of
'cause
her
it's supposed to be, like,
face.
going up,
Gotcha.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I wonder what the purpose of that is.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, they're an unbelievably
Oh,
pale
I know what it
shade of
was.
silver.
So with this masked lady, she like she's almost like robotic too. Like the when she's talking, she's like, "Oh, well, like I have orders that I can't draw blood." And it's like it just seems a little like
yeah, it's like since
Yeah.
when like you're still a human and you or not human,
Yeah.
but you could just do it anyways. Like like what do you mean?
Yes.
It
And
was
she's like,
very-
I'm good. I follow orders. And
My
it just
master
seemed like
says this, so that's what
Yeah.
I must do.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You seem like you've been created, and I think you're a revenant. So
And
I
she's like, you've
also-
seen what you should not have seen.
yes.
Yeah. They were caught off guard here, and I'm really, really worried because literally earlier in this chapter, Poppy says, "We're gonna catch them off guard," which is a fatal weakness. Well, fuck.
And not only are they
Someone's
caught off
gonna
guard,
die.
yes, they're
Delano.
caught off
I think it's
guard.
Delano.
They run into this
Ugh.
cat that they weren't expecting. Tawny's there, wasn't expecting. So many things that they were caught off guard about in this like small chapter.
Yep.
I'm
Things really went to
Yes.
shit for them.
I'm scared.
Yep. Yep.
Do you guys have any
Um,
notes before the big old cliffhanger happens?
Yes, I have a few. So the masked lady says, like, because like Cass is like, we'll behave, like let him
Yeah.
go. We'll behave if you behave. And she's like, oh, but you've already misbehaved. And then she says like, she mentions that if she were to do something like it would affect their friends' arrival because like they've kind of like sounded like they kind of like sped up their arrival from the east. Like they knew they were coming and kind of like ushered them in
Captured
faster
them almost, like brought them
because
in.
Poppy was like they shouldn't be here already and they
Yes.
were.
Yeah.
And so that, like they're being held captive or whatever is what it sounds like to me.
Yes.
And Poppy's, or I don't think it's Poppy. Someone says like how can we trust you? Like how can we trust that you
Yep.
have them they're safe? And then that's when Ian
Is it
comes
Ian
in.
comes in.
He tells the truth. Oh, I had one
I-
more thing actually to my theory of her being the crazy
Raven?
lady or the masked lady being the Revenant
Oh.
is Cass can't compulse her.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yep. He tries to compulse her, like, let him go.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to. I will when I'm ready.
That's right.
So she's clearly not mortal. And she's
Yeah.
clearly not ascended.
But interesting that Poppy could feel from her. Like her gift worked.
Yes.
But
Because she's a
his-
Revenant. She's not ascended. I
Yeah.
think the Revenant she can sense.
Huh.
Which is why she can sense Tawny. I think the masked lady is foreshadowing for Tawny.
I really hope you're wrong with Tawny.
I hope so too.
Ugh,
But
I don't think you
I am.
are, and it makes me mad.
Sorry, friends.
I don't like it.
No, thank you.
Because like
Literally.
That's the name of this episode.
so if I jump ahead to when they get into the room and they see Tawny, am I skipping anyone's notes?
Nope, I don't have anything.
So like when she hugs Tawny and Tawny tries to like say something to her and that gets cut off, I think Ian kind of or somebody stops her because the masked lady is getting close
Ian stops
to her.
her.
Like so we do feel that she's trying to like help them again. Like Tawny is
Well,
trying
I
to
don't know. So I have a note on that.
Or do you
because
think it's-
what she says, in quotes, the queen is not what she appears. And it looks like she's going to continue to talk on that. And Ian interrupts her and
Mhm.
says like something like, oh, doesn't Poppy look so different? Like completely changes the subject. But my note is, what the fuck? Does this mean that Tawny knows the queen is bad? Or is Tawny bad and is trying to tell Poppy the queen is good?
It's so like
Oh.
it's so misleading. Could it be that the queen is not what he appears because of who? Maybe she's not even the queen. Like maybe they want them to
Oh.
believe that's the queen, and that's a changeling pretending to be the queen.
Oh,
it
I didn't think of
because,
it from that aspect.
Like there's so many, right? Or is it the queen is
Yeah.
actually like, or the ascended are saying that the queen is bad,
right.
or like they're saying it's good,
Good.
but like to the
Yeah.
Atlanteans they're bad. So maybe she's like, oh, she's actually good, and Tawny's
That's what
trying to tell her
that's
she's
how I took
good.
it. I'm like, which
Is it
one is
like-
she trying to
Right,
say?
exactly like it. Ugh. And that's exactly what
There's so
Jennifer
much.
wanted, was to be like, no, you don't know, but you are thinking.
Yep,
so
the
many
mind
things it
fuck
could
of all
be.
mind fucks. But when they do walk into the room just before she notices Tawny, all of the friends are there as promised, and Poppy is sensing relief from all of them that they are all alive and well, and they're happy that they are alive and well. So,
Do you think that Tawny was, was trying to say something to help her?
so when
Are
I first
you not sure?
when I first read it, because I had to go back and read that part, because I was like, did I miss something? So when I first read it, I thought, okay, she's teamed up with Ian. They're going to work together and they're trying to break this down from the inside.
Okay.
And then when I reread it, I was like, or
She's
is
trying to
she a
convince her
revenant
to believe the
and
lies.
is like, oh, no, like, it's not what you think. Like, it's not what you think. She's not bad.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, how are you trying?
Ah, I
this.
know. I'm gonna have to like listen to the next chapter tonight, probably. And I know that's
Yeah.
crazy considering what time it is here, but
I had a random thought, like this is unrelated to anything, and I don't know why I'm having this thought here. What if the man that was the cat is what they used to make the revenants?
I think so. He's got like I think
I'm
that
like,
that's the
I
case,
don't-
but I think it's Malek and they're breeding something from him. That's what I
Like
think.
his primal
Mhm.
blood is
Because
being
I thought
used.
that before too, that they were trying to breed some new era of ascended and that's what Poppy was going to be. I don't know, actually. Every time I say something, I'm like, I don't know anymore.
I know. There's
We
so
are
much.
crockpot's so full of theories. We just don't know what's going to come out.
It's
What are we eating at
overflowing.
dinner? We don't know.
I don't know. Could that cat be the revenant? Maybe that is it. And it's chained up because the bones, and once it's unleashed, and maybe it's trying to like convince Poppy, like, I'm innocent, help me, look at me, I'm all frail and blah, blah, blah. And the second the cage opens, wrath of the revenant. Oh, no.
Pandora's box has been
Yes,
opened.
right? And
So-
maybe the masked lady is like, could stop the revenant, like could control it or something. Maybe they had to breed these crazy ascended to keep control of the revenant, but the revenant's even more crazy. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that could be.
Only Jennifer
So many
knows.
options.
So Queen Ileana walks in next, the evil queen, and Poppy is just as Poppy is describing her, she mentions that she has auburn hair. And I'm like, I need to start an auburn hair watch.
All of these
Like, maybe it's
possible
true
relatives.
that they're actually related. I
I
don't
know.
know.
Watch it be the consort.
Yep.
Consort.
Could be. Kristen, you want to close us out?
I do have two more.
Oh,
kind of one more note,
off,
really, honestly.
Queen.
I think she was like, it starts with like the person who is to her right. It wasn't King Jalera. Me, oh shit, is the new Queen Malik. And then
How
I
do you
was
keep
right.
calling all this shit?
I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Do you know what? I'm trying to think in the moment, who did I think it was? And it definitely wasn't his freaking brother. But I think it was going to be, I thought it was going to be, if anyone,
Yeah.
King, like Poppy's dad, King Malek or whatever, not Malik.
I thought Malik. I was not
That's
happy
impressive.
about that thought.
Mind
I know.
effing blown.
So we end off.
Or hold on. Do we think it could be
Oh.
a changeling? And this is to mind F. Cass that his brother's there?
No.
Is there some hope
I don't
in
think
how?
so.
I mean, I don't think so either because that's a huge bomb, but
And we know that he's been in their clutches this whole time.
Yes.
So.
that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
So, anyone have anything else?
No.
Chapter ends.
Can I
baby,
close
do
us
it.
off?
Close us off.
Close us off.
Chapter ends. We have Poppy and Tawny finally reuniting, although now we're unsure if that's a good thing or bad thing.
Sorry.
We meet our evil queen for the first time. I think this is actually the first time we're meeting her.
Yes. Good
And as she
call.
comes, as the new king comes out with this familiar dimple, which is another clue that it's Malik, he says, "Brother, it's been too long," as he looks to Cass. So we have Malik seemingly on the ascended side to end off our chapter.
Malik enters the
And
chat, baby.
Like it just makes no sense because he like let's just play devil's advocate here and that okay, the Ascended are good and they've convinced Malek, like he's seen, the light. He still knows what they did to his brother. Like was that all did that all
Unless
not
he's
happen?
also a revenant.
We'll see. We will see.
Was he the first revenant?
Do you know what you just made me think of? That Cass could be the Revenant and his
No!
memories of losing.
No!
Believe me, I don't want that. But his
No!
memories of losing
No,
control.
thank you!
Was that like him being?
We're cutting you off, Finn, and
being
no
like-
more.
Nope, you're done.
And he doesn't even
Nope.
know he is. And how
Nope.
much he says I finally have control over myself, and then he
Mia!
won't.
Stop it!
No.
It's sad, isn't
No, thank you!
What do we
Get out of here with that shit!
What do we
No! No!
No.
I refuse!
We're done. We're done.
We're not putting that out to the
Okay.
universe!
Okay.
I will never forgive Jennifer.
Oh
Never.
my gosh.
Katie will be rage quitting.
I will! I love Cass!
But maybe she can save it out of him.
No! No,
Oh,
thank
boy.
you.
All right. So with that all done,
I cannot
time
believe that's
for
where we
our-
had to stop.
I know.
But we have something fun we
I
can
know.
do now after all the
We
depresso.
can get into the bookish breakdown.
Katie's gonna redeem herself.
Oh,
Or
okay,
is she?
folks.
Probably
For
not.
this week's hurry up, smack talk. Let's get it over with.
Go ahead.
Listen, only because you can't compete this week.
I know. I'm so sad about it. I guess as a reminder. Never mind. I feel like that's me just being really rude. I was going to say, as a reminder, here's where the points are. Katie 0.
Big old goose egg.
Kristen and
And
Amanda
just remind
tied at
our
2.
friends, the first person to get to 10 points, the other 2
Gets
have to
a
buy that
book.
person a book of their choice. Boop, boop. So I really need to get on the board.
Yes,
I have a lot of empty space on this new bookshelf of mine.
There you go.
I have an empty spot right there.
I need to get a bookshelf. Working on it. I'm working on getting a room and then we'll put a bookshelf in it. Okay, so we're going to play a game called No Repeat Challenge. So we will have 5 rounds, and each round I will give a category, and one of you will start off the category with a single answer. Then the next person will give an answer, and it'll continue to go back and forth until somebody loses the round. So, for example, I'm going to give a category. I need to give one that isn't an actual category. Let's say
Cats.
it's cats, and then Katie will say calico, and then Kristen will say tabby. I'm like, I can't think of any other cat breed.
You have a Siamese.
I know. I would just blank, you guys. And then, so it's just going to go back and forth, but you cannot hesitate more than 5 seconds or you
God.
lose.
Okay.
And you cannot repeat something that's already said or you lose. And then, so obviously.
Are you going to write down our answers to make sure no one's repeating?
No, because I think, like, honestly, I don't think it'll get that far. Like, I think we'll be able to know. It's not like you're going to get 30 things in and then we're going to be like, did you say that already? Like, I mean, maybe I'm making assumptions here, but I'm going to write down who won the rounds. So
this is fun. I like this.
So what I was thinking is that you kind of have the upper hand by starting a round. So whoever is like losing will get to start off the round. So Katie, you're going to get to start off the first round, and then it'll go based off of the points.
Because I have no points.
Yes, I think you should get the advantage. Yep. So as we get further into the rounds, the categories will get harder, and therefore they will be worth more points. So round 1, if you win, you get 1 point. Rounds 2 and 3 are both worth 2 points each. Rounds 4 and 5 are worth 3 points each. Okay?
Okay.
So, I was going to have a timer here, but I'm going to have to start and stop it every time you guys say something. So I'm going to just go when I think it's been too long.
Just count to 5 on your fingers.
So Katie
God,
starts. Category 1 is fantasy book titles. I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, go.
From Blood and Ash.
The Bridge Kingdom.
Fourth Wing.
The Wheel of Time.
Iron Flame.
Oh, God. Akatar.
I ain't you.
You did. Yeah. It's fun. I'm like trying to read in my background. I just blanked.
Is it backwards, the writing too?
Yes.
Well, it's funny because it's like you probably know a bajillion, but it's just the time the having to do it now. That's why I was like, I don't think I'm going to have to try to remember what you said. The pressure alone. All right. 1 point, Katie, 1 point, Kristen. So Kristen gets to start off the next round. Category 2. Characters from the Blood and Ash series. I will count you down. Okay, go ahead.
What the hell? Okay, no, that was a false start.
3,
say go, and then she can say that
3,
one.
2, 1, go.
Poppy.
Cass.
Victor.
Kieran.
Malek.
Vanetta.
Malik.
Oh, shit. Tawny.
Ooh.
Iluana.
The other Iluana.
Delara.
Shit. Damn it.
2 points for Kristen.
I was already like, Dono, Niall.
Round 3, fantasy creatures or species.
Like across any series?
Yep. Just any sort of fantastical creature.
As long as it's in a fantasy book. Doesn't have to be one specific book. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And I will count down, and because you're tied, well, technically Kristen's in the lead because she has 2 points. So Katie will lead this off. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hippogriff.
Dragon.
Troll.
Fairy.
Fae.
Wolf. Like Wolven. Werewolves.
Vampire.
I'm sorry. Just laughing. Oh my God.
You Ed. You got Ed.
Sorry, laughs count as time. Where am I at? Round 3. Okay.
I'm trying to think of what I would have gone next.
I was like, oh, this is easy. I'm just going to do all fantastic beasts and where to find them. And then I'm like, hippogriff. I don't remember anymore.
I was not expecting hippogriff, to be honest. I was like, dragon clearly is the first one. And then Kristen's like, dragon. Duh.
I know.
Okay, so Katie is in the lead right now with 3 points. So Kristen is going to lead round 4. These are now worth 3 points each. And this category, just wait until I count you down, is reasons why a character is a red flag. 3, 2, 1, go.
Not a consent king or queen.
Ooh.
Abusive.
Manipulative.
Lying.
Oh, I almost beeped you.
Hits them. I guess that's abusive, though.
Ha! Repeated.
Does
Loose.
that count?
Yeah, I guess it's repeat.
Woo! Woo!
I went
woo,
too
woo,
like
woo.
vague there.
That's so funny. Okay.
Good, because I didn't know no more.
Okay.
Is there even a chance that I win
let me
here?
count. I don't want to say because I don't want it to
Okay.
affect the answers in this next one.
All right.
Round 5, Kristen's going to start us off, and it's things that happen in romantasy books. 3, 2, 1, go.
Morally gray love interest.
Bang, bang, bangity bang.
Fantastical creatures.
Magical powers.
Different worlds.
Damn it.
Yes. I had my next one. I'm like, that's hard.
All right. Katie totaled 6 points, and Kristen has 5. Katie wins finally. That was so close. I feel like we need special music when this somehow airs, so Katie gets like a...
I'm on the fucking board, baby. Let's go, bitches.
I would have never won a thing like this, by the way. I wish,
That was
Katie,
hard.
that you were here, that you could put this on here because
Oh,
I know
me
how
too.
it must feel. But
Me too. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. By 1, too. Like, I barely won.
look at you. You're in second place now, arguably, because first
Woo!
place is a tie.
I was before, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
I've
haven't
cut your
really
lead in
moved
half,
up.
though.
How did I have 5?
You
Because
got...
didn't we go back and forth?
Because
So 3's the end. 4. Did I win 2? I didn't win 2 ones.
you won round 2, which was worth 2 points. Round
So
1,
that's 3.
and then you run round 5,
Uh,
which was 3 points.
And I won 1.
You
I won
I thought there was a 3
1.
and a 1. Oh, there's 5 rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won 3 rounds. You run 2 rounds.
And each
Your rounds
round,
were worth
like
2
Katie,
and 3.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm like, I promise it's here, but
I was like, in my head, we did 6 rounds. And I was like, this doesn't make
Oh.
sense.
well,
It
and
was
it kind
2
of
1s, 2 2s, 2
only
3s.
1.
Yes.
It
That's
did
where I went
confuse me
wrong.
because I also, like, my tally, you can't see, but I have 6 rows because I have like round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I did one just for the total, and then I was like, oh shit, there's one more round. I don't have a category for it, and I was like, oh no, that's the total. And I was internally panicking because
Oh shit.
I was scared.
Oh.
So you get to
That
do the
was
next
fun.
bookish breakdown, Katie.
Woo! I'm so excited. It's been a
woo.
minute. I've done the first one. It's been like 5 rounds. Fine.
You
Fine,
did it.
everything's fine.
You did it. You did it.
Yeah. All right. So with that, friends, this episode comes to a close. Look at us. We accomplished everything we said we were going to.
Yay.
So for our next episode, we are going to cover the rest of this book, which is chapters 45 through 50.
50, yeah.
45 through 50. So read up on that. And in the
excited.
meantime, put in the comments. Amanda,
Yeah.
tell us how they can tell us things.
You can go to your favorite social media platform at Your Bookmark Pod. You can comment, like, share our posts, let us know what you think, and email us at yourbookmarkpod@gmail.com. We want to hear what you think, so please let us know. Until then,
buddy.
we'll see you at our next chapter.
Bye.
Bye, friends.